Boom, 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 boom. This is BUNKBED COFFIN, amazing creator. He's here on YouTube. I linked him in the description. Go check him out. That's spicy. Sun is setting, I'm just waking up. Tired of worries, when I'll be buried. When will my mind just shut it off? So damn tired, being tired of every little thing that comes my way. So damn tired, being tired of every little thing that comes my way. What's up, Edward? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. We're listening to BUNKBED COFFIN, here on YouTube, linked in the description. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for joining me. I'm here every weekday. You can support the channel too. For everyone that's joining at a later time, all you gotta do is hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. It's very easy. It's free. It's free until it's not. I'm sure that's coming down the road. Everything's gonna be rented to you. Tired of making no sense to no one. I don't feel too much. And if you're stopping in, where in the world are you, Carmen San Diego? Don't give me longitude, latitude, just regional. Where are you dropping in from? What are you doing? Are you at work? Are you driving? Is this like a radio show now? Is this like a radio show where you can see me? I don't know what this is. What's up, Nathan? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. 90s next week here in Arizona. Oh, blessed be the heat where it sweats the skin off our bones. Blessed be the heat. Shy Pixie. Southern Ill. Can I call it Southern Ill? I've been to Illinois. I'm sorry. I've been to Chicago a few times. Northern BC, Canada. God bless. Retired off the grid on an island. Okay, so we got somebody living the dream life. All right. Shy Pixie, good to see you. Where are you stopping in from? What region? What region are you in? What's the weather like? Do you do time savings, daylight savings? The sun's out till like 7 o'clock now. It's just too bad this poverty got me depressed, you know? It's too bad this thing called a job in capitalism has me massively depressed. That is BUNKBED COFFIN here on, God, I almost said my old radio station. I almost said my old radio station. My old radio station for all my Southern California heads. That is funny. I do feel like this is a radio show, but I could say whatever the fuck I want. Well, not anything, YouTube. It's funny getting the emails from YouTube where they're like, turns out our AI says that this video is not monetizable. I'm like, I know. I'm not looking to YouTube for money, folks. If you want to support the channel, you want to super chat, you want to become a member, that would be amazing. But I'm here to crack the facade of these liars and show you what's really going on. We're here to dissect the fucking language, these politicians, and they're all politicians, from the corporate CEOs to the politicians to your fucking state reps. They're all politicians. They had that political double talk speak. And I'm here to decipher it for you and bring it to you easily accessible. And make sure you understand that the only way out of this is we organize together. That's what I'm doing here. Join the vanguard. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. We are organizing. This is a massive network. There are more of us than there are of them. Everybody knows that, right? That's why when we're like, we're the 99%, that's bigger than one. I know they got rid of the Department of Education in America, but you got to know 99 is bigger than one, so we outnumber them. The second we all get laid off for AI, let's go to the streets, get the good pitchforks, get the good torch, okay? Don't use that one that might go out if we do an all-nighter where we're raiding these wealthy people. Get the good pitchfork and the good torch. It will be a special occasion. Society will have collapsed. The grid will have gone down, and don't go to your bunker. I'll live stream from the revolution. I know. Gil Scott said the revolution will not be televised, but he didn't know about live streaming. So welcome, everybody. Um, I call it ill, so cool. Hi from Texas. What's up, Texas? Deep in the heart of Texas, Karina. You're not near the Joe Rogan compound, are you? Stay safe, okay? Stay safe. That Joe Rogan brain rot is a virus. It's the unwoke mind virus where you get tricked by TikTok videos. I don't know if you've heard Joe Rogan get tricked by a TikTok video, but it's hilarious. That's the only thing funny about this guy now. You know, when he's like, "Ah, damn, the internet tricked me again." It's like this is like watching a boomer live stream, you know, thinking that everything he reads on the web is true. He's like, "Oh, that was AI. God damn it. Why is the internet so tricky?" It's like, Joe, just fucking stay off it, man. Good God. Okay, how is everybody doing? How is everybody doing? What's up, Mist? What's your opinion on the draft being reinstated for all men 18 to 25 to fight in Iran? I say you need a better. You need time for some. Time for some. Thank you for the question. We're gonna get to some news in a minute, but let's just welcome everybody in. Joe's brain is fried. Joe's brain is cooked, as he once said. Hold on, and then I'll answer your question. Hold on. Your brains are cooked. That's what Joe said.
Your brain's cooked.
Your brain's cooked. Let me turn it up.
Your brain's cooked.
Yeah, Joe's brain is cooked. What's up, Dave Miller? OMG, I don't care for real. What's up, man? Good to see you. Just brain is fried. Space Turkey. I like that name. Space Turkey. Holding on. Time for some. My opinion on a draft being reinstated for all men 18 to 25 to fight in Iran. Well, hold on. Let me bring up this meme while I discuss. We got a lot of news to go to today. So much of the news is newsing. You know what I mean? Here, this is what I think of it. I think if you're in America and you wear a red hat that says MAGA, you should be drafted. You know, you voted for this. Even if you want to say, no, now I didn't vote for this. I think you did. Because this is what we call a liar. So you believe nothing they say. So I would say everyone 18 to 25 that if we could get the voting data, if we could get the voting rolls. You know how Donald Trump was trying to blackmail Minneapolis into giving them the voter rolls and then they'll remove the chodes? That's ICE. I call them chodes. You know them as the Proud Boys. They were marching around saying, "You don't ever replace us," you know? So I say we get the voter rolls from all the red states, and everybody who voted for Donald Trump, guess what? You're automatically enlisted. You know, all of the MAGAs. This is what you wanted. This is your chief queef. And, you know, you got to go along with him. Right now, you know, as Mein Kampf is being like, we want war. Tim Pool, we want war. All right. I say we extend the ages, you know? Extend the ages and let all of MAGA go serve their fucking Chicken Supreme taco chief. Let them do it, you know? I think that's a very simple answer. You know, everybody who's like, Donald Trump's always right. Donald Trump literally made a fucking hat that said Trump was right about everything. And he wore it in the goddamn White House. You know, my problem isn't with wearing hats places. I'm fine with that. Who gives a shit? You know, oh, we're so civilized. We can't wear a hat, but we can bomb children. Okay, whatever. Fuck you. Hats aren't the problem, folks. Okay. If anyone tells you to take your hat off in church, you go, fuck you, man. How about watch Spotlight and don't tell me what to do? Okay. Fucking take the fucking 2x4 out of your eye, priest. This is why I'm not allowed in Catholic churches anymore. Anyways, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah, the draft. So I would say if you bought a hat that says Trump was right about everything, or a hat that says MAGA, or you bought a digital Donald Trump trading card, or you fucking bought any of the fucking schwill, not even fucking the like tricky merch, you know, where it was like, I'm supporting a campaign. I'm talking about the Bibles, the watches, the guitars, the shoes. He sells everything. I don't even know if I'm missing something. There's probably a Trump My Pillow collab. But if you bought any of that shit, you're immediately enlisted into the draft, and that's just how it is. Because Trump was right about everything, so he needs you to go fight his war for his best friend Netanyahu. And for Putin. And for, don't forget Putin. Putin has those photos too, so they got to. I hope that time for some. Whoa, you went too far with churches. Time for some. I did not go too far. You know who? This is what I love. People like to critique me. I gotta, hold on. Did everybody read this? Breaking. This is from a long time ago. A beer was thrown at President Trump during a press conference this afternoon in Washington. Trump was unharmed. Since the beer was a draft, he was able to dodge it. He's good at that. What's up, Sizzle? Good to see you. I went too far with churches. Time for some says. By the way, thank you for the conversation. Time for some. I appreciate you. Uh, we gotta lay some standards here. Okay. Number one, mods. Let MAGA speak. We're gonna dive into the intellect of MAGA in just a bit. We're gonna go through some Iran news and kneecap news and Epstein news. There's a whole smorgasbord. It's like a buffet, not one you'd find at the White House because that's just McDonald's. It's like a buffet news. We're gonna pick and choose and see where the afternoon takes us. Okay, so settle in, get on some comfy clothes. You know, your Sunday best, which to me that means sweatpants and a fucking nice beanie. You know, make sure you're all cozy and coddled up or whatever you want to do. Because we're going to get into it. But Time Fo Sum was talking to me and said, I went too far into church. And this is what I love. You know, I am an ordained reverend, but not in the Catholic Church. But I love how people always hold me to a higher standard. I'm just some fucking jokester, okay? That's it. That's all I am. I have no fucking authority in this pyramid scheme of capitalism. I don't hold any titles in this pyramid scheme of capitalism. I'm not a fucking politician, but somehow people always love to hold me accountable. And I'm Time for some. I'm not saying you. I'm just saying this is a lesson. This is a lesson that I want people to contemplate. That if I go into a church, you know, and they tell me to take off my hat, and I tell them go watch Spotlight and correct and clean your own house, you know, all of a sudden I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy. But really, wouldn't you expect more from somebody who's supposed to represent Jesus? I don't know. Cite me in the Bible where Jesus was like, listen, when you attend church, don't wear a hat. You know, that's bullshit, man. I've read the Bible. It's not in there. I don't even know if Jesus liked hats, but it's not it wasn't important enough. But somehow I'm the dick for calling out the guy who's supposed to be representing God. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like that. I don't like being held to a standard above people that are supposed to be the fucking standard. So we really got to reshift our paradigm here and understand that we want to hold the people with the most responsibility the most accountable. Okay, so now that we've laid that down and you understand I'm just some fucking jokester who fucking can't afford food in America and is like, I told you about the gas prices, you dickwads, you small dick motherfuckers. I told you. You don't brag about gas prices because they'll fluctuate always. It's not a thing you want to like, you know, ante up for. You don't want to go all in on the guy who was like gas prices. That's small energy. We understand. What you want to do is you want to hold these people's feet to the fire and say, we want billionaires taxed at 100% so we can have health care. That's a bargaining chip right there, not gas prices, okay? Not the thing that their buddies are going to get wealthy off of. All right, I think we've laid the ground floor. And with that, I bring you this quote. Sometimes the nicest people you meet smoke. In the year of our Lord 2026, they're not vaping? They're not digitally smoking? What an ancient asshole. And sometimes the most evil people you meet go to church. I think, you know, a lot of Americans are finding this out in real time. This quote is in real time. And I would even alter that. Sometimes the nicest people you meet say fuck. And sometimes the most evil people go to church or claim to go to church and hold the Bible upside down and say 2 Corinthians like a fucking inbred, you know? That guy. Hey, why don't you give me one of those high quality, those $10 words you can say, Donald?
I said, well, let's see how we say that.
How do we?
I said, Minifin.
You're the president, dude. You're the fucking practice before you go out there. Jesus. People elected him? I don't think so. Not my president. Let's see. What else can we play? Oh, this moron.
Here's the thing. I know nothing about it because I'm too busy doing the other.
That's right. He knows nothing, and we're going to get into that. By the way, before more people stroll in, let me just check the comments, see what's up. This Swan, you're such a small dick energy motherfucker. Okay? Fuck. JS, probably a good person. Thank you, Sizzle. Yeah, if they're just trolling, just get them the fuck out. But if they want to have a conversation, let's have a conversation. I'm very interested. Thank you, Time for Some. I'm glad you found this channel too. I'm interested in hearing like MAGA, because there is MAGA that's turning on the cult. There's a fracture inside of the cults, and we learned that last week. That's how cults disassemble. It has to be a fracture from within. If you do not support the Constitution, you're not a patriot. You're a traitor to the nation, all who fought and died. And I would say you're a traitor to the working class, man, because the Bill of Rights isn't here to protect like the police. It's not here to protect like the politicians. It's supposed to protect the masses. The politicians don't even play by our laws. They're insider trading. If I got to regulate a fucking company and then traded billions of stock on it like Nancy Pelosi does, they would put me in prison. They put Martha Stewart in prison. She didn't even have that kind of Nancy Pelosi info. So, I mean, you're a traitor to the working class. Let's just be very clear. But mods, unless it's like slurs, if they're making fun of me, actually, well, fuck Swan. I've seen him before. But if they're making fun of me, just let them be. Let me make an example out of them. Show them what happens when you walk into my house and talk like that. How about the one where Joe Biden needed the Easter Bunny to tell him where to go? Let's see that one. Danny, are you another PDF file protector? That's what it sounds like, buddy. Anybody who's whipping out Joe Biden right now seems like they're having a hard time coping with the Epstein files. Like, seriously, Danny, you might need to go to Tim Pool's live stream or something, because this isn't going to be for you. You're going to need a safe space, Danny. If you're already mentioning Joe Biden fucking 10 minutes into this live stream, I'm guessing you need a safe space. You're one of those frail, fucking egomaniacal, fucking thin-skinned, everybody around you has to walk on eggshells because if anything upsets you, you're going to pull out the old Joe Biden. Like, bro, we're 2 years into fucking, or decades. We're over a decade into Donald Trump's regime. Just the first time he didn't have enough competent people, aka loyalists, to fucking run game on America and the American worker like you. You're an American worker. I know that. You're in the live chat right now, bro. Everybody in here is a worker. We're the working class. We're getting class conscious and we're learning every day. But you're a worker who's a fucking traitor to the working class, would spit on your fucking neighbor or your coworker if they got anything better than you. And you're just doing it because of fear. Because of fear. You hear me, Danny? Fear. Now that you've learned your lesson, go to a safe space. Go. Fucking go. It's important to read and know your Bible. I read the Bible every day. I don't want to hear about it. Because the people who tell me to read the Bible fucking don't read the red. I don't care about Leviticus. I don't care about Kings, although Kings is a great fucking story if you want to learn about David. You know what I care? The red, where Jesus was like, hey, man, I'm not going to check anybody's fucking 40-hour work week before I feed these hungry people. Hey, I'm going to raise Lazarus from the dead, which healthcare can't even do in this country, and he wasn't charging a copay. So unless you're going to start regurgitating Jesus at me, which isn't that fucking convenient? Joel Osteen wouldn't do that. That's why he blocked me on Twitter. What a twat. Joel. What a dumb name. Are you mad you were named Joel? Is that it? You were like, I gotta get all the money in the world because my dad named me Joel. I would hate that too, Joel. But here's the thing, man. Jesus, well, he doesn't love you. But, these Republicans, these twatsies, they never are quoting Jesus. You know why? I think it would burn their fucking mouth. I'm a U.S. citizen. Oh, Danny, thank you for fucking getting on par with the conversation. We know. We're just saying you're a traitor to all other U.S. citizens. Jesus, man. You need to step it up with the fucking intelligence. This is really part of the problem. This is really part of the problem. Let me show you this fucking story from 2018. Oh, God, this is the depressing part of the problem right here. That these fucking numbskulls that worship Trump, it's because an analysis. This analysis that I believe I linked it down below. I found the article because, again, this article is from 2018. And they analyzed the way Donald Trump speaks. And he said he speaks at the level of an 8-year-old, which I would say he also has the mind of an 8-year-old. And most of his followers, too. He speaks directly to other 40, 50-year-old men that have an 8-year-old fucking vocabulary. That's what we're dealing with. And that's not a joke. These are like very smart people who are like, we're going to analyze this shit and figure out what's going on. And these morons in Arkansas and shit are like, oh, you speak my language. It's like, why? Because you didn't use any fucking words or make any sense. Dude's just rambling on and on. I'll play the Arkansas farmers for you in a second. I've got the clip. But this is the problem. You see, like, I've moved way beyond you, Danny, and you're just catching up with, I'm a U.S. citizen. This is what we're fucking talking about, man. I don't have time to fucking cohabitate with 8-year-old brains. We're doing adult things, Danny. This might not be the place for you, okay? I promise if you subscribe and you fucking, send a bunch of fucking super chats, maybe I'll get a big poster board and I'll do it in crayons for you. All right? Does that sound good, buddy? Is that your language? There we go. Consumer label has, hey, what's up, Global Solidarity Now? Good to see you. Consumer label has replaced the citizen label. Low vocabulary big talkers. I would say low vocabulary fucking constant ramblers. Oh God, Danny, here's the thing, buddy. I'm gonna put you in timeout because you're a fucking moron. You know, I don't know how else to put it. I can't put it nicely for you because you're that stupid. I gotta speak directly to you. We're not Democrats here. I'm a leftist, man. You know, come back tomorrow and I'll explain what the difference between a leftist and a Democrat is. But I can't do it right now. We got shit to do. We hate your PDF file. Thank you, Sizzle. And I don't mean to, you know, shut him up for 24 hours, but here's the thing. If you're just going to waste space in the comments, I used to say people are just taking up oxygen. Danny's one of those fools who's just wasting good oxygen. You know, Danny, hold your breath for a little bit, man. There's kids fucking, you know, in other parts of the world where the air is too smoggy, they can't breathe it, and they need that, man. They need that. You're wasting our oxygen. The idea that this means an 8-year-old could grasp the complexities he discusses is ludicrous. Are you fucking stupid? I could play some clips for you. You think he's talking in complexities? Oh man, you might be one of the people he's talking to. If you just said Donald Trump talks in complexities, I got bad news for you. You know what this says? You might be a 6-year-old brain. I've never heard anybody be like, damn, Donald Trump is speaking in fucking riddles. It's like Jesus with the parables, man. Are you serious? Are you fucking okay, dude? Oh my God. Man, it sucks having empathy because I really like that moron that was in the chart who's like, no 8-year-old could understand the complexities of Donald Trump. It's like, dude, we'll get into, I wanted to get into some other stuff, but I could just play Donald Trump for you all day long, and you'd be like, yeah, that's not very complex. It's very simple. He never takes accountability. If he starts to get caught, he says, I don't know about it, and then he usually blames other people. Like, that's his whole thing. His other thing is everybody said it's the greatest ever. Oh, an 8-year-old can't understand that? In fact, I think it might clarify why fucking so many people are smitten with him and who's been more moronic than fucking Donald Trump. Like, if you're saying whatever that dude's, the Agent Psych, oh my God. If you're saying that fucking anybody thinks he talks with complexities, goof. Oh, hold on. First, before I play anything, I want to start with Pete Keg Heatsec. Keg Pete Sex, whatever his name is. You remember the alcoholic from Fox News who now somehow is the Secretary of War? Is this? Ooh. Let's get into a little bit of meme news and then I'll play it because people are still strolling in. Welcome, everybody. Rob. Oh, and there's so many. I'm just convinced they're bots. You know, like these aren't real people. Fucking, this is the saddest thing about America. You know, these online personas, these phony fucking no avatar fucking bullshit name, other account popping in like, oh man, why don't you do this? It's like, bro, just have a dialogue with what's going on in the world right now. We understand you have to live in 2023 and be so angry that there's a woman as vice president and Joe Biden. But it's like, if you're going to say that shit, I'm tempted to just tell my mods to fucking delete you, you know, like just get rid of them because like we're talking about the PDF files in charge right now. Okay. Try to keep up. Unpopular opinion. A lot of mental health issues disappear when bills are paid, rent is secure, and the fridge is full. Peace is expensive and pretending money doesn't affect mental health is privilege. Write it fucking down. Pete Kegseth. Or Keg Pete Seth. It doesn't matter, just disgrace his name no matter what. That's my motto, disgrace the name. Double tap, like, and share, and subscribe. It is free. Good to see you, Lady Wiser. Very good to see you. I hope you were doing well. He called me a dork. Why don't you go fucking somewhere else? Why don't you go somewhere else, man? I love people who are like watching me, calling me names. You understand how sad that sounds? I'm trying to do a show here. And you're just screaming for attention because Donald Trump has ignored you for fucking 10 years. Don't worry, he might pat you on the behind. You just got to get to that island. Hold on. Because yesterday on the live stream, I was talking about They should just erect a 100-foot statue of Donald Trump. And I promise you, I did not know about this. I truly did not know about this. I get off the live stream and it's like some people just erected a statue of Donald Trump and Jeff Epstein. I almost lost my mind. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. This is so amazing. The funniest part is like if Epstein wasn't there, and this is what it says: the king of the world. The tragic love story between Jack and Rose was built on luxurious travel, raucous parties, and secret nude sketches. You know where this is going? This monument honors the bond between Donald Trump and Jeff Epstein, a friendship seemingly built on luxurious travel, raucous parties, and secret nude sketches. Remember the birthday card? Absolutely hilarious. Kudos to whoever did this. So fucking funny. Oh, wait. Hold on. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Here it is, from afar. How beautiful. Donald Trump and his best friend, Jeff Epstein, who, you know, he's living out his best friend's final wishes, taking over the world and turning it into one big Epstein island. That's the goal. That's why they can't tell you what the Iran war is about. They can't say anything because it wasn't to replace the Ayatollah. If it was, that was expedited and should be done. It wasn't to get oil because, you know, the oil's going up and they're not going to fucking get it. And it wasn't because we were threatened or anything, and they'll prove that to you by being morons themselves. This is the great thing about incompetence. It just kind of seeps through them. This is all in honor of Epstein. This is the Epstein Fury War, Operation Epstein Fury. This is all to distract from Trump's best friend, Jeff Epstein. Here we go. Guys, know your parasites. This is in England. Very important, especially with spring coming around and these fucking worms. Ticks, you got to pull them off. Be careful, wear the spray. Worms, you need medication. Billionaires, those are economic parasites. You have to remove with a wealth tax. Wealth tax does work. I love people in the comments that clearly don't fucking read or go on the internet besides to drop dumb comments. They're like, name one place a wealth tax has worked. And I'm like, oh God, it's almost not worth educating people that bootlicky. You know what I mean? It's almost not worth it. But for the rest of us, oh, did you guys see the new Ayatollah of Iran, Jafari Epstani? It's not Jeff. He lost his life in prison, man. This is a totally different person. This is Jafari Epstani. This is the new Ayatollah. This is why Donald Trump, when Donald Trump, remember I played for you yesterday? Donald Trump said, you know, I had somebody in mind, but he passed away. You know? Turns out this is who he had in mind. He's like, my old good friend. I mean, this new man I've never met before, Jafari Epstani, will be the new Ayatollah. So can't wait for that. Little known fact, you know that Keg Pete had a boofing station put into makeup studio in the Pentagon because he found out he could get a quicker buzz from taking the booze. Butt chugging. Oh, that was so funny saying that, younger. Butt chug. I bet, man. I bet. Instead of a bidet, he just has a butt chug day. Pete Hegseth has a butt chugging bidet. Oh. Billionaires are not billionaires because they work hard. It's because you work hard for them. Ooh. Actually, I really love that Sizzle Moon. Hold on. We got to do that one proper. My stuff never works. We got to do that one proper. Billionaires are not billionaires because they work hard. They're billionaires because you work hard for them. That's not Jeff Epstein. Totally different guy. Anyways. What's up, Christian? So he only reads his mods' comments? Proved you're wrong. Okay, hold on. Let's go through a little more meme news and then we'll get to the real deal stuff. Was this it? Oh yeah, I already shared that on the community page. I'm trying to find the tweet. I really want to find the tweet that I took a picture of. Oh, here it is. We live in a country where an alcoholic from Fox News runs the military, a former heroin addict is in charge of our health, and they both report to a convicted felon. What a time to be alive. I'll tell you what, man, for that Law and Order crowd, there's certainly, you don't really hear them talking too highly of former drug addicts often. That's remarkable. As someone who has shared my story in recovery and all that, they love to jump out of the woodwork and say, why would I listen to you, you dumb druggie, or whatever stupid thing they're going to say. And it's like, you can't do that anymore. You just hate anybody who disagrees with you. That's okay. Thin skin. Here we go. A salary is a drug they give to you to forget your dreams. It's like, man, that should be a t-shirt. That should be a t-shirt right there, because that's the truth. They give you that salary. I hope you hump your way through 364 days a year, and you're just thankful you get the one day off, and they tell you that's freedom. God damn, man. Yeah, that's how I feel. Oh, woo! You know who did that? Did you guys see this one? FBI uncovers hate a plot to just sit back and enjoy the collapse of the U.S. They're like, I think they got it, guys. I think they got it. What is this? Oh, by the way, since we were talking about the parasitic billionaire class, check this out. Microsoft's Indian CEO, Satya Nadella, fired over 15,000 American workers. He announced 7,000 new hires from India and $17 billion in AI investment. Earned billions from Americans in the U.S., spent it all on India's economy. They don't give a fuck about you. They'll tell you, oh, it's those immigrants taking your job. No, the immigrants aren't deciding who Microsoft hires, just like they're not deciding who Amazon hires or who Starbucks hires or who Target hires, or are there any other company? Kohl's. I think Kohl's and TJ Maxx are the last two companies in America. That's all you see when you get off a plane in America. Oh, and Walmart. I know you think that when these CEOs tell you, like, hey, man, you should really get mad at those people wanting jobs. And your brain goes, yeah, that's right. People wanting jobs are the ones deciding who gets hired and deciding where all the money goes. Yeah, that totally makes sense. But you should really focus your anger up, right to the very top, to the CEOs who are, I don't know, don't you guys defend CEOs as like, well, they're paid that much because they have to make the decisions. But then you turn around and you're like, well, they made the decisions to go overseas and AI everything, so I'm mad at my neighbors. Like, it doesn't even make sense when you walk out the idea. That's a big thing I like to say. Just walk it out. Just walk that idea all the way out to the finish line. You're going to defend a CEO and say they're worth all of that money? Why? Well, they have to make a lot of decisions, like to fucking lay Americans off, to not pay you a living wage. Those kind of decisions, or just the ones that you're okay with? Just the little decisions you made up in your mind. Is that it? Here we go. Here's another one. Here's another CEO parasitic fucking class, Epstein class motherfucker. Starbucks CEO Brian Niccol makes $95 million a year. Why? He's not making your coffee when you go. Why? Well, the average Starbucks worker makes under $15K a year. That's a ratio of about 6,666 to 1. The Starbucks CEO could write off the cost of his private jet, which Starbucks gave him to fly from Southern California to Seattle every day, on his taxes because it's considered a business expense. But Starbucks baristas can't write off the clothing they have to buy to adhere to the dress code. This is what anti-worker tax code looks like. Okay? Are we all understanding the bigger picture? If you're going to have somebody in your life defend CEOs because they have to make all the decisions, that's why they should be paid that much, then why are they the ones laying people off and deciding to not pay people enough at a job where they can afford to live? And getting to say like, oh, that job is a starter job, or whatever the fuck you idiots say, doesn't exist. There's no starter job. There's either jobs or fucking wage slavery. Which one is it? You either have a job to work and fucking live, or what? It's the whole point of a job. You've been so propagandized you can't even see that. So I really wanted to make a point of these two CEOs that are telling you that all their friends are in the media telling you like, hey man, thanks for defending the billionaires, saying we work very hard making decisions. But we need you to be angry at the others, not at us for making all those decisions about your life that have destroyed the economy and fucking destroyed the middle class and destroyed fucking America. Don't be mad at us for those decisions we made that you vocally fucking supported us for making the big decisions, and that's why we need that much money. But we need you to be mad at the other people, okay? Everybody understand how that works? Great. Excellent. What else do we got in the news, in the meme news? And then we're going to get to some other stuff. Ooh. I want to talk about that, but we're going to wait for a minute. Did you guys see this? This is how you do news. The Tehran Times. This is, I'm guessing, all of the kids that America... Oh, wait. It's probably more important I play the audio so you understand. Here's Keg Pete's Breath telling you. I would say a smart person watches people's actions, and a stupid person just believes what they hear.
CENTCOM's been very good about putting that information out. That's how terrorist regimes fight. They target civilians. We do not.
Did you hear Keg's Pete Breath? Whatever his name is, who cares? He's a secretary. I would like to speak to your boss, Keg. Who's your boss? Could we hear from him? We will in a minute, don't worry. But this is what Pete said. It's interesting if you just take your bias out of things, remove the propaganda hat from your brain, and just think about what he's saying while you read this article. Or this cover.
CENTCOM's been very good about putting that information out. That's how terrorist regimes fight. They target civilians. We do not, and I can tell you this administration and this Pentagon focuses on that very, very closely.
Interesting, Pete. Okay. Let's see what Don Epstein's best friend, who's still in mourning over his good friend Jeff Epstein, who he sent a perverted birthday card poem to. He's still in mourning because his best friend died in jail. Let's see what he has to say about why we went to war.
The situation was very quickly approaching the point of no return, and the United States found it intolerable, in my opinion, based on...
Where's Ben Shapiro? Where's Ben Shapiro? Remember, like, the facts don't care about your feelings? What would opinion be? Would that be your feelings? Interesting. So hold on. He said, in his opinion. So we're not going to deal with any facts here, are we, sir? Are we, madame? We're not going to deal with facts. We're going to deal with how you felt about things. Interesting.
Found it intolerable, in my opinion, based on what Steve and Jared and Pete and others were telling me. Marco was so involved.
Oh, he just threw everyone. He was like, you know what? It was my opinion, but it was my opinion based on these idiots and what these idiots said. And if you don't know who those idiots are, like and subscribe if you have a functional brainstem. Thank you, Sizzle. I've seen that in all caps. I like that. If you don't know, we were gonna discuss this article yesterday. Today we got some more audio for it. Donald Trump went to war with Iran because Jared Kushner is a fool. Yeah, I would say so. Remember, he's only there because he's doing the job his Donald Trump wishes he had. He's banging Ivanka. So he's only there because of, Dick and her... I didn't bleep out the... Small envy. That's the only reason he's there. He's got to keep him close. He's like, hey, man, just let me smell your fingers. That's what Donald Trump always saying to Jared Kushner, I would suppose. He's always like, Jared, let me get a huff, bro. Let me get a huff, bro. And Jared's like, stop it. You're tickling me. That's what these goofballs are doing behind closed doors. You think these are serious people? Get your head out your ass. This is a bunch of goofballs. Just look at them. These are goofballs. These aren't fucking highly educated folks. They're all here because of nepotism. If Fred Trump had just pulled out, none of this would have happened, okay? All right? Are we clear? This is nepotism at its greatest. This is fucking family DEI, man. For those who speak maggot, M-A-G-A-T-S. But this article is amazing yesterday. You could go back and read it. The New Republic basically goes into how when these two met with Donald Trump... They didn't want anybody, any professionals there, anybody who like studies Iran, anybody who knew about like nuclear reactors or what enriching uranium. The article is amazing because it's like just a comedy of errors. It's like really, it's almost like, oh, what not to do if ever in this scenario? Because like every step by step, they're like, nah, we shouldn't have the people who are really educated on. No. We don't want the people who know about uranium enrichment. No. We don't want those people. Let's just you and me. We'll tag team this, man. We got this. You ready? It was like fucking Detroiters, you know? It's like Tim Robinson going in there and just trying to hard sell them just off the cuff. Hilarious. I mean, hilarious in that dystopia sense. Mind you, this is all terrifying because this is like, you know, Donald Trump trusts him. Why? Because because at the end of the night, Jared Kushner sneaks out of bed with Donald Trump's daughter, Ivanka, goes down to Trump and he's like, here you go, sir. Here, you can smell my fingers now. Here you go, sir. Like, that's their whole fucking thing, man. A bunch of losers. So if you missed it, Donald Trump basically said, I know I'm the leader and I'm the greatest of ever. And I'm the king of the world and the new Ayatollah and president of Venezuela and Greenland. And I'm just the best, but looks like I might get in trouble. So this was Jared's fault.
Intolerable, in my opinion, based on what Steve and Jared and Pete.
My opinion based on what Jared told me. Yo, you gotta be... I would have just loved to have a camera on Jared when he watched this clip and be like, oh, goddamn, man. Come on, dude. Like, you know how many times I had to sneak down there and let you smell my fingers? Come on, man. Like, throw a dog a bone. And not in a bad sense. So this is, this is what we call twat leadership. Twat leadership is when you can't take any accountability, but at the same time, you're the greatest ever and you've never done anything wrong. So this is really, and the funny thing is like, there's probably people out there who think this is like bold and daring and brave and courageous leadership. Look at how strong he is, saying it was somebody else's fault. And those are people that I call stupid. They're just stupid. Let me get a picture of Carolyn Levitt up here. Oh, did I delete it? I think I did. Anyways, we'll put this up. Carolyn Levitt, she must have, not got the memo that they were blaming Rubio and Jared Kushner, because she went off and just said it was a feeling. It was more than a feeling. It was Donald Trump having a feeling. Maybe he was blue suede and hooked on a feeling. I don't know.
The president said yesterday for the first time that he had to strike Iran because he believes that Iran was going to strike U.S. targets within 7 days. And then he bumped that down later to 3 days. Where is he getting that?
Well, that's not the first time the president has said that he chose to launch Operation Epic Fury because he...
Epic Fury or Epstein Fury? They keep getting it wrong. It's Operation Epstein Fury. Because this dude has blackmail on this dude, and so does Putin. So he's like, I don't care if Russia's giving our locations away. What am I going to do? They have blackmail.
He felt as though Iran was going to strike the United States in our act.
He felt. Where does Ben Shapiro stream from? I have to, because Ben Shapiro, if you don't know, he's this 8-year-old who does a live stream every day. I don't know if his parents know he's doing a live stream, but Ben Shapiro... he built an empire. Is Ben Shapiro live? No? Oh. Does he not stream 10 days ago? 10 days ago, Ben, you gotta... Bro, I'm here every single day. I'm sorry. Is this why MAGA's in the chat? I'm sorry, man. Is Ben not giving you enough eyebrow? Is he not rubbing them crusty eyebrows against your face enough? Man, Ben, you gotta get on the live streaming, homie. Stuff is changing every moment. I'm here every day with you. Thank Gorb. Look, William Portman. Everybody who lives near William Portman, be careful. He is a PDF file protector. He read the Epstein files, does not care, and he's just like, I love Donald Trump. I would do that too. It's a weird take, William, but, Trump is more of a cowboy hat type of guy. He is. I've seen him with that big bucket cowboy hat on. Oh, what's up, Bob? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Good to see you, Bob. Uh, but Ben Shapiro, I don't want to show you a photo of him. I don't want to scare any pets you have in the room. But Ben Shapiro, uh, he built like an empire on facts, don't care about your feelings, okay? And like on stupid things. Like he would cherry pick the dumbest fucking facts, and try to hold that as like, the golden standard. And just the internet has dunked on Ben Shapiro for many, many eons. But the funniest thing is now that we have a whole feelings don't care about your facts regime, as in Donald Trump's telling you, well, I went to war because I had a feeling. He had a feeling. You know why you're paying more in gas? Do you know why gas jumped $1 in the past week? Donald Trump had a feeling. He had a feeling that you weren't going to do nothing about it. You might cry, you might take that MAGA sticker off your truck, but all in all, you're just going to sit there and take it. And just hope something good happens, or you'll just keep regurgitating, Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, like some glitched out fucking bot. But Ben Shapiro, I'm really interested to see what he's going to say when he hears the president say, I had a feeling about this one. Just trust me, bro. I had a feeling. We got to go to war. Because, usually you would want more than a feeling. I don't know. You'd want some facts behind that. They don't really operate like that, but it's just hilarious. This should really, be one for the books for Ben Shapiro to try and flip. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. Oh, here is a reporter asking Donald Trump about the military strike investigation that found it was the U.S. who struck the school. I love how bad of a leader he is, just in the leadership sense. Like usually a leader, what I try to teach people is a good leader. When you and your team win, you give the credit to the team. Okay? Like a good, let's speak American, a good football coach. A good American football coach, usually when the team wins, they're like, everybody played their hearts out there, right? And when the team loses, the good coach or the good leader says, that's on me. That's on me. I wasn't as prepared. I didn't have my guys as prepared. Because that's leadership. Leader means you take the fall. You don't call other people. You don't go, Jared told me some bogus stuff. That's not leadership, man. That's passing the buck. That's saying, oh, Jared's in charge. He's the one that we should all be blaming, which I don't feel bad for Jared. Fucking put him in prison too. But I'll tell you this is the worst fucking optics of leadership I've ever witnessed. Like truly. Telling us you had a feeling we had to go to war. And then that feeling was based on 3 people that you hired to be trusted advisors to, you know what I mean? Like it so doesn't make sense when, again, walk this thought out. Donald Trump's like, the guys I hired to advise me on this told me bad stuff. So it's their fault. It's like they're in no sense of the word. Is it Rubio, Jared Kushner, or that other turd's fault? Like if you hired these guys and they gave you bad information and made you go to war on a feeling, I don't know, hire better people. Wasn't that your whole thing? You hire the best people. And it turns out he's telling you in front of the fucking world, I hired the worst people. They made me go to war on a feeling. Please blame them.
She was very quickly approaching the point of no return, and the United States found it intolerable, in my opinion, based on what Steve and Jared and Pete and others were telling me. Marco, so involved.
Steve, Jared, Pete, and Marco. He just called out 4 people that he hired. Remember, he's the end-all, be-all with hiring. So Donald Trump doesn't like go rogue and be like, I don't know, just close your eyes and point at someone and they're in, Like he has a specific vetting process. He's like, will you sniff my panties? And they're like, of course I will, sir. And he's like, you're hired. That's his vetting process. He's like, are you going to sniff him? Are you going to sniff my panties? That's it. I mean, there's more to it. You got to like pledge an oath to Donald Trump, and then probably sign an NDA like anybody that's probably work for him. But all in all, it's just about sniffing his panties. Oh, they're the best smelling panties ever, sir. Oh, wow. Wow, that is fresh. Whew. So fresh and so fit. Like that horrible fucking show on YouTube. Fuck those guys. Both of them. If there is even two, aren't they just the same person, just different bodies regurgitating nonsense? Anyways, so this is the worst leadership I've ever witnessed in my time on this earth, where some dude who's like, I hired the best people, but those good people that I hired to advise me on this war gave me a feeling that was wrong, and now we're here. So I guess blame them for me hiring them, and I don't want to take any of the blame. That's what he's saying, okay? In case you don't speak idiotese, that's what Donald Trump just told you. All right, now let's play Donald Trump again. You want to see some mediocre, at worst, leadership? You can't call this leadership. Unleadership? Misinfor leadership. I don't know. We got to come up with a new word for bad leadership, because when somebody's the president, you have all the Republicans running everything. You're the guy who fucking is like, I'm the make it or break it. I'll fund your opponent. And then you're turning around being like, I don't know. It wasn't me. I didn't read it. I have no idea. It was somebody else. It just seems very chicken shittish, very cowardly.
Report shows, a new report says that the military investigation has found that the United States struck the school in Iran. As Commander-in-Chief, do you take responsibility for that?
That is what?
As Commander-in-Chief, do you...
For what?
For the strike on the school in Iran. A new report says the military investigation has found it was the United States that struck...
So she's saying, if you can't hear, because I don't know, what are they, just burning fuel in the helicopter? Like, dude, shut it down, you know? Like, don't, please, this is a PSA, and we'll get to Pete Hegseth spending billions of dollars on steak and lobster. But this is a PSA. If you're going to, you know, park your helicopter on a lawn, just shut it down while everybody's talking. You know, it's just rude. It's rude. I can't believe people worship billionaires. So she said that a military investigation has found that the U.S. struck the school in Iran. As Commander-in-Chief, do you take responsibility? Okay.
I don't know that.
Oh, what a good commander. I don't know about it. Not me. What a pussy.
Has found it was the United States that struck the school.
I don't know that.
So here's the thing. When Donald Trump, because this is his classic move, if he's going to be caught, he says, I don't know about it. And I just want to really break this down simply. If you're the leader who Donald Trump has criticized leaders for not knowing about things and letting it happen, let's just say Joe Biden's auto pen. I know I just triggered MAGA. I brought up Joe Biden. You know, oh, you didn't even know what you were signing? Oh, man. They tried to bring a lawsuit and a judge was like, there's nothing to this. Like, we can't do that. You know, because that's how petty Donald Trump is. So if you're going to be the guy who's like, oh, auto pen, he didn't know what he was doing, and then there's war crime accusations, I would say terror accusations. That's what Pete Hegseth said. You know, this isn't me saying it, folks. Again, Pete Hegseth defined who you know is the bad guy, who is the good guy, by this.
CENTCOM's been very good about putting that information out. That's how terrorist regimes fight. They target civilians. We do not.
Interesting. He's telling you that, but military report says you guys. It totally was. It totally was. That was you guys. And Donald Trump, instead of being a man and being like, you know what, if that happened, that was unfortunate, and you know, whatever. He could have said like what he said to the Americans. Like, hey, sometimes you lose some in war, huh? He could have just been so nonchalant, like he said, like, hey, troops are going to die. What do you want me to do? I'm just the guy sending them there. And that was literally his fucking take. This guy is so disgusting. He's so anti-American. But it's really incredible that he's saying, I don't know, I'm a dummy.
Has found it was the United States that struck the school.
I don't know that.
Just one follow-up, sir. If you're the president and you don't know, would that mean you're stupid, or are you just trying to, you know, shift responsibility here, shift the blame to somebody else? Because you can't be the smartest guy ever and not know. You can't be in charge of everything and then just not know. Oh, I don't know. What? That was in the news? Wait, what is going on in Iran? I didn't even hear about that. Like, you hear how fucking pathetic this is. This is small fucking boy chatter. That's what that is. Oh, hey, who put their hand in the cookie jar? I don't know. Do we have cookies? What? Didn't even read that report, Mom. Sorry, I didn't read the report. We had cookies. Whoops. Didn't know. Anyways, it was Jared, Pete, and Marco Rubio They're the ones who made me go get those cookies on a feeling. This is pathetic. We weren't alive 100 years. Michael Danger, thank you. Sorry, I'm reading some comments. Someone's like, hey, remember 100 years ago when something happens and nobody remembers anymore? Great point. Great point. I'm sure those people 100 years ago were like, hey, guys, in 100 years, is this going to even matter? You know? God. It's almost like, it's almost too stupid to rationale with, you know? That's what I encounter a lot with MAGA. They're just like, hey, man, I'm so stupid. I'm just going to say a bunch of stuff and hope you can teach me. And it's like, nah, I'm just going to let you live in that world. You're right. Nobody will remember this in 100 years. So I guess, what are you saying? Who cares? Who cares? This is obviously, what was that person's name? Luke. Oh, what a great point. You know, throughout history, when we look back at the American Revolution, that one specifically, because Americans love to harp on that, we always think, not of the Battle of Bunker Hill, where they were like, don't shoot till you see the whites of their eyes, but we always think back to General Commander Washington saying, guys, is anybody going to give a fuck in 100 years? Really? What are we doing here? You know, that's one of my favorite quotes. If you've seen the play Hamilton, I think, you know, he goes into depth. He's like, I'm not going to give a fuck in 100 years, 100 years. We all think of Thomas Jefferson putting in the Declaration of Independence. Listen, we declare that all men are created equal. But who's going to give a fuck in 100 years? So inalienable privileges? Luke, you are right on par with that 8-year-old brain Donald Trump is spitting knowledge and facts on. You know, 8 years old. That's something like a fucking first grader would come home from school and be like, you know, we learned something about the president today. Is anybody going to care in 100 years? Oh, when MAGA sends them, they're not sending their best. Sometimes they're grapers. And sometimes they're decent people, but they're not sending their best, MAGA. And I implore you to send better, because not going to care in 100 years, that's your argument for this? You are the worst. I know you. You've lived many reincarnations. This is the only people reincarnation's true for. The people that were too stupid to learn it in the first 400 lifetimes. So they like have to keep coming back, and they're like, it feels like I'm banging my head against the wall right now. And it's like, yeah, dude, because you've been reincarnated 4,000 times. You keep saying the same shit. And God's like, we're going to get this guy smarter. You know? And Luke's like, guys, think about 100 years ago when butter was expensive. Did anybody care 100 years later? So Luke was the guy 100 years ago. Apparently butter got very expensive. And the ironic part about this is like, Luke, you brought up that butter was expensive 100 years ago, so you care about it. So you're the guy 100 years later? Oh my God, this is like a fucking infinity knot of fucking stupid right now. I can't believe I'm diving into this, but I just have to show MAGA. Sometimes you have to hold a mirror up to MAGA and go, look at what you're saying. Seriously, nobody does this to you. You are so coddled like a fucking infant in your life, or the people that, you know, maybe love you have to eggshell around you all the time, that truly you don't get the fucking attention you need, and I will give it to you, brother. I will give it to you, my brother in Christ, okay? And what I'm going to show you is, if you're the guy who cares about the price of butter 100 years ago, because you're the only motherfucker in 2 years of me doing this to bring that up, and then say, did anybody care 100 years later, and not even quote yourself, you know, Luke, give yourself some credit, brother. My brother in Christ. Give yourself some credit, Luke. Be like, hey, I remember the butter pandemic of 1926. What the fuck is going on? MAGA is so dumb. And this is like kind of their plan. They want you to bite and nibble on these things and like go off on a tangent. But here's the thing. I'm just going to show you how fucking dumb Luke is. Luke, don't you go anywhere, buddy. You stay here, and then you get mad later and go fucking cry in your pillow about it after. But Luke, if you are the dude who remembers it from 100 years ago, you're the guy. You're the guy who's bringing it up right now, you know? And maybe we should, I don't know, what do we do? Pledge of Allegiance? Do we fucking hightail it? Do I have to take my hat off to salute all the fucking lives lost from the great butter fiasco of 1926? Is that what we got to do, Luke? I don't know. But here's the thing, Luke. When you're like, nobody's going to give a shit in 100 years, history is littered with people who gave a fuck more than 100 years later. And this is where you're so sadly mistaken and you think like that was some genius point. I'm going to spend time to type it out. Use the good Lord's oxygen to fucking make that message. And nobody's going to fucking address it. I will. I'll take some time. Luke, you're stupid, man. You were the guy who at the Boston Tea Party where my great grandfather dressed up very offensively as a Mohawk native and went and threw the king's tea into the fucking harbor. And you were the guy who was standing at the side of the ship going, you think anybody's going to remember this in 100 years? You guys are fucking losers, man. No one's going to remember the tea in the harbor. Oh, tea in the harbor. That was you, Luke. That was you, Luke. That was you, Luke. When Crispus Attucks got shot, the first fucking American to die on American soil before it was technically American soil, colonial soil, was a black man, Crispus Attucks. When he died, you were probably standing in the background going, no one's going to remember this. Guys, think about 100 years from now. No one's going to care. Like, that's you. I just want you to put you in context throughout time. We could do it with a bunch of shit, you know? We could do it with the Nuremberg trials, standing behind everyone. No one's going to... Actually, you were right at that one. You were right. For Nuremberg, you were like, no one's going to remember this. And turns out Donald Trump, nobody remembers it. You think that ain't going to happen again? Bring them to The Hague, baby. Bring them to The Hague. So it's absolutely fucking genius, Luke. You're endearing. You're endearing. Hey, what's up, Lemony? Good to see you, man. You got to realize, Bob, when confronted, we all dig our heels. I try to first help people learn, but if they get defensive and shut down, it gets pointless. Somebody gonna remember you said that dumb shit in 100 years. Thank you. That's even a better point. That's even a funnier point. Thank you, Mac Mall. That is so funny because that's even truer. Because I just took... Thank you, Cynthia. Boring? Why? Is fucking Luke your boyfriend? You're like, God damn it, Luke, you're embarrassing all of us. Oh, I'm not going to sit next to you during these live streams, Luke. I'm going to say it's boring and hope he moves on. Cynthia's like, oh, I fucking hate you. You're goddamn boring. I hope he doesn't know I'm with you. I know you're with him, Cynthia. You and Luke are fucking like this. I get it. You're trying to distance yourself. I would too, you know? But the funniest thing is Mac Mall being like, guess what, Luke? Now it's on record. In 100 years from now, we're gonna all think about, well, we'll teach our grandchildren. No, we'll teach the AI. We're gonna have to teach the AI. Humans are gonna be gone. So, you know, we'll teach the AI. I'll go to, I don't know, DeepSeek later and be like, hey, DeepSeek, listen, this shit happened today. I need you to watch this video. And they'll tell the future robots about you. In 100 years, people are gonna think back to Luke, who was like, guys. I know the president just said he went to war over a feeling he had and then scapegoated the people he hired for it. But who's gonna remember that? Who's gonna remember that, man? And we're all gonna think back and be like, God damn, Luke, man, you're the worst history guy ever. Luke, you've lived so many times. I feel like I'm an astrology. What's it called? Astrology channel now. Like, Luke, what's your sign? Fucking infinity knot because you're just being reincarnated on loop. You're like the Wolverine. You are like Wolverine. Wolverine's a billionaire bootlicker. If you didn't know, I talked about it yesterday. He sang and tap danced for Rupert Murdoch, who owns Wall Street Journal and Fox News. And you're like him. You're just living through the times, doing the same thing on repeat. You're like, God damn it, I can't die. I can't die. And I'm forced to live this stupid life again and again. Luke, during the Civil War, Abe Lincoln was like 40, and Luke's in the back going, no one's going to remember this shit in 100 years. Loser. That would be the God damn it, Luke. You just gave me the greatest fucking idea that I can't make because I don't have the time, but that would be a great video. It would be a very inside reference to this live stream, but just like that guy Luke throughout history. No one's going to remember this in 100 years, you nerds. The shot heard around the world. No one's going to remember this in 100 years, you nerd. We discovered fire. No one's going to remember this in 100 years, you nerds. I didn't foresee... Oh, sorry. What's up, Inspired Gaming? How are you doing today, man? You had me worried about you yesterday. How is life today? Is it just the multi-level marketing scheme of capitalism telling you if you just work hard enough, if you just work hard enough? It's right in front of your face, everybody. You don't work hard enough. You have to be pooped out of Donald Trump's butt to get a job in life now. You know, that's why all of the billionaires are lined up and we're like, here's your money, sir. We pay fealty to you. Homage to Donald Trump. Because if you're not kissing his turd cutter, you know, you're suffering. You're like, hey, gas prices, gas prices. Wait a minute. The gas prices. I didn't bring up the clip. I'm so sorry, people. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Curse me. But yeah, so that was Donald Trump passing accountability to himself being so stupid.
Found it was the United States that struck the school.
I don't know about that.
So it turns out United States was the one who tomahawked that school in Iran, and that's a horrendous, heinous war crime. And what Pete Kegsbreath said was terrorism.
CENTCOM has been very good about putting that information out. That's how terrorist regimes fight. They target civilians. We do not.
Well, you do, and an investigation proved that. But so anyways, if that's your definition, then I would, you know, technically he's calling us. You know what I mean? It's just words. They think it means nothing, and they think you're stupid, and you won't put this together. And then Donald Trump says, I'm just the president. I don't know. I'm just the president, guys. I don't know. Oh, an investigation found that out? Didn't hear about it. I'm just the president. You know what I mean? Totally makes sense, right? This is totally on the up and up. Hold on 1 second. I got to go do something. Hold on. Who gave me the gift? Girl power. Love it, David. Girl power, 100%. Feminism is for everybody. Give me 1 minute. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Is anybody even here? Wow, Tammy, you're quite a catch. What's up, Nurse Rod, Smoking Blondie? I've decided to abandon Republicans. He wanted illegals out, yet just said we need some here. I'm tired of being lied to and manipulated. Also, I'm at work 6 days, 13 hours a day. Well, here, Inspire Gaming. I don't know. Let me address that one by one. I don't know why you want quote unquote illegals out, but bro, it's fucking like, you know, that's a root cause right there. But let's say this. Yes, he's a liar, a pathological one. You can just look through history, his history specifically. Not his browser history. Be careful with that. But Inspire Gaming, it's good to hear that you are saying you're tired of being lied to and manipulated, because at the end of the day, Donald Trump was a guy who went on TV to say you're fired to people who work hard like you. You know what I mean? Like, very seriously, his whole pride and joy was firing people. You know, his whole pride and joy now is still firing people. He does not care about people who work. And it sounds like you work very hard, which is unfortunate because no American should have to work 6 days a week. No American should have to work 13 hours a day. Whether or not that's true is irrelevant because there are people out there doing it just to survive. Not to save up and buy a house, not to, you know, go on their 4th vacation to Ibiza, or even fucking, you know, Tampa. Like, let's be real. And the thing that leftists fight for is, you know, or at least I'll speak for myself here. A 3-day work week, 15 hours total, 5 hours a day, 4 days off, 66-hour minimum wage, guaranteed health care, guaranteed, paid for by billionaires' taxes. They have billions, okay? Tax them at 100%. They have to be 999 millionaires. And they'll have to be content with that. And if they can't live off 999 million, I'm guessing there's some of you who live off much less that could attest to, you'll make it work. You'll make it work. You're not a billionaire anymore, but I'm sure you'll get by. You know what I mean? This is how we need to start thinking of them. But also that if you ever want to have kids, we'll guarantee housing, we'll guarantee parental leave, 5 years. If families are the most important thing, which the Republicans love to say that, but then you read the Epstein files and it sounds like they were really into breaking up families and destroying lives. Then we'll just, you know, take them at their word on this one and we'll say, great. Paid, guaranteed government parental leave if you have a child until they go to school. You spend that time with your kid. We'll lead the world in it. Don't we want to be world leaders in like some cool shit? Like people, right now people are wanting to come to America just to not die from the country that we probably fucking invaded and sent the CIA to dismantle their socialist fucking government. And now they're coming into like, you know, just not live as shitty with gangs running everything. But I would just say, if you look at Donald Trump and his regime, it's kind of run like a gang. You know, they want to silence everybody. You better be quiet. You sleep with the fishes. You know, it's like, it's a fucking poor man's mafia. That's what, this is the Timu mafia. That's what it is. And I say, that noise. Fuck all these dudes. They're all cowards anyways. None of them can take accountability. As soon as a man asks them a question, real man. And what I mean by that is anyone who's confident. Anyone who's confident in themselves and knows that if you say quiet piggy to me, I'm fucking spit in your face. Anyone with that kind of energy, je ne sais quoi, as the French say, they're going to fucking check themselves at the door. And this is why I do this every day. I play the stupid things they say and then I decipher it for you. Saying, ooh, you have the president who used to give Joe Biden a hard time about not knowing what he was doing, saying, hey, we found you guilty, because you gave the orders to go to war, of doing that to that school in Iran. What do you have to say for yourself? And he's like, I know nothing about it. How interesting. Interesting time to claim dementia, you know, if that's what he's doing. I don't think that's a good excuse, but, you know, if that's what he's doing. Oh, you don't know about it. The president doesn't know, and he's allowing this to happen? In any other world, in any other timeline, that would be fucking considered heinous by all. Not just for like the malicious, negligent leadership, but, you know, the things that he's doing. So us leftists really want you to not suffer, you know, even though there's a ton of MAGA, Democrats, Republicans, basically everyone in politics fucking in America that don't want you to hear from me. They don't. This is why they make the woke radical left the boogeyman. Because as long as we're a boogeyman and you don't know what we stand for, you're like, oh yeah, they're very scary. And I'm here to tell you, I don't want you to have to go fund me your fucking medical care. I never want to see your grandparents or your parents lose their fucking home because they had medical bills. And I never, ever, ever want to hear about anybody Ubering to the fucking hospital. That is a third world country fucking trait. You understand that. The thing that MAGA was like, oh, we don't like those shithole countries. We are that. People don't call the ambulance because of the debt it racks up, and they'd rather take an Uber and just risk their lives. What was the fucking point of creating an ambulance then? You know what I mean? So some dude can get rich? You know what I mean? You understand what the fuck I'm saying? And leftists don't want that. I want none of that. I say there's plenty of money, plenty of resources. There really is. We have a trillionaire. You know what I mean? Like, there's tons of money out there. It's just not the immigrants that are hoarding it all. You know what I mean? Like, when you think, if you think money's like this finite thing and you're like, oh, I gotta get some, or he's gonna get it all. Guess who has the fucking most of it, guys? This is a simple, you know, write your answers on the paper at home. But Inspire Gaming, it's good to see you starting to crack the facade that Donald Trump has put over your face. And that's hopeful, and that's revolutionary optimism. And I would just encourage you to stay on this journey. I don't mean to take that much time, but when I do hear Iran was a good option as long as he does the right thing. There's no right thing. This is what I mean, Inspire. You got a long journey to walk, my friend. You got a long journey to walk. We were never supposed to take their oil, but let them use it. What the? Allowing the Iranian people to rebuild their land. Oh, good God, man. Oh, listen. Let me just give you a different paradigm here, Inspire Gaming. If tomorrow, China, which is the number one superpower in the world, very clearly, like there is not a doubt in my mind or in yours that the world gets everything from China. They've built their infrastructure, they have better technology, and I don't know, there's a lot more people there than we got. And they're probably a little bit healthier, you know? But if China tomorrow decided to Venezuela us or Iran us, whatever you want to call it, if China tomorrow was like, you know what, the US has, I don't know what we have that they would want. Nintendo? Oh, no, that's Japanese. If China tomorrow was like, I really like Fortnite, I don't know what would China like see and want from us. I mean, we do have oil. If China tomorrow, oh, I don't see anything American that China's like, oh, we got to get some of that. Soy, I guess we have a lot of soy that now they're buying from Monsanto. I don't really know. They're not buying it from local farmers. But let's say tomorrow China was like, we got to get that soy. We need that soy, baby. Oh, that sweet, sweet soy. And China Venezuela'd us, you know, Iran'd us. They Iran'd us, okay? You sit in the belly of the beast here. So you say that from the comfort of your 6-day-a-week job, 13 hours a day. I still fucking don't get how people are defending this shit. So while you're at your job most of the week, most of your life, you know, and they just, and China just did that to us. And they were like, hey, let them rebuild. You know, well, you know what? This is a bad example because I'd be cheering that shit on. I'd be like, all right, we'll rebuild, we'll rebuild. But you know what I mean? You say that from the comfort of a fucking American work site because nobody's on their couches anymore. You're saying that the comfort from your door dashing job or whatever it is. And I'm just fucking with you, but you get what I'm saying. Why is this newspaper from Iran in English? Probably because of who they're talking to. You think Donald Trump speaks any language besides gibberish and fucking 8-year-old? And 8-year-old language is such a perfect language for Donald Trump to speak if you've read the Epstein files. Like that is, you know, that is right on par for Donald Trump. Anyways, no matter what, you're going to have countries bully other countries. Again, I'm not here to do moronic logic, you know? This is the thing, guys. I'm not here to be like, hey, you know what, you're right. Just people are just going to always bully each other. You know what I say to that? Stand the fuck up to bullies. You know, that's what isn't why Republicans were like, we're the world police. We have to send the CIA to do a secret coup. You know, like, wasn't that your whole thing? Like, we're the fucking guys who like stand up to the bullies and shit. So that logic just, you know, fizzles out under any kind of fucking stress test. Well, here's the thing, Inspire Gaming. I want you to think of some bigger bully on the block. If we want to play the bully logic game, you clearly have never been bullied before. There's always going to be a bigger one. Always. That's the one thing you can count on. Joe Rogan. Think he's the toughest guy on the block. Just wait till he meets Job Rogan. I want to create an AI Joe Rogan named Gorb Rogan, who's 10 times the size of him. So Gorb Rogan is 5 feet. But guys, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, you're saying it from this imperialist perspective of like, wasn't my kid. Like, that's what you're saying when you defend this shit. You know, because none of these people had anything to do with any of this shit. The soldiers who lost their lives. Ooh, by the way, did you see that story? Whew. Shit, man. I called this last week. And fuck you, rooters, for not, always wanting me to subscribe. I just want to read the news. Like, what's up with you, man? I see your ads. Exclusive. As many as 150 U.S. troops wounded so far in Iran, sources say. I'm guessing over 1,000. Call it, fucking bookmark this, whatever. Over 1,000, easily. If we're just finding out now, oh, no, turns out 150 troops. It's way more than that. You're going to trust the lying regime to not lie? Like, that's the only thing they're fucking not even good at, but, like, decent at? Like, Donald Trump is the president, and they're like, hey, did you see the report that blamed you for that school tomahawking? And he's like, I don't get briefings anymore. Me can't read. Me dum-dum.
It was the United States that struck the school.
I don't know about that.
Oh, you don't know the president of the United States who sent us into the war. You don't know about that? You didn't get briefed on that one? Okay. Interesting. That's hard to believe. But yeah, go for it. What was the other audio I wanted to play? Oh, I want to get into these MAGAs, dude. Newsmax 2. They have a Newsmax 2. Holy shit. This is how viral the stupid mind virus is. This is how viral it is. Newsmax already has Newsmax 2. Like, I think ESPN waited a long time to come out with ESPN 2. I don't think they were developing ESPN 2 within like a couple of years. My Christ. Because MAGA is just a fascinating species. That's really what it is, Actually, I want to play this Lindsey Graham audio. Because I want you to understand that none of these... Charlie Kelly, what's up? Save us, Skynet. You're our only hope. That could be in an episode. Hold on. Charlie Kelly's here. I got to whip out my It's Always Sunny. Hold on. I found a new one for you, Charlie. Hold on. Where is my new Charlie? Where is it? Oh, did I not save it? Oh my God, I'm so sorry, Charlie. Did I not save it? Oh, I'm killing myself right now. Oh my God. Where is it? Where's my Charlie Kelly? I won't waste any more time. Oh, I'm so bummed. Charlie, I thought I had saved it. I seen a funny meme, thought of you. It was amazing. I want to play this clip for you, though. Skynet is our overlords. If it's a lie by Iran, why doesn't Trump say that? He just says, I don't know. His typical response when he doesn't want to admit fault. Stapleton, 100%. Because I don't know is safer than... I think he tried... No. He tried to blame them. That was the first thing he did. That was the first thing. He said it was Iran. And then when they questioned him, when that reporter I played for you yesterday, if you haven't followed along, he said it was them. They're the ones that did the school. And then he was like, it was rogue or something, whatever he was saying. And then a reporter was like, you're the only one in this regime that's saying that. Nobody else will cop to that. Nobody. And he was like, well, I don't know. We sell tomahawks. Could have been somebody else. And I went over yesterday with you that they only sell tomahawks to allies. So Donald Trump then blamed either the UK, Australia, or Japan. This is what I mean. It's like he can't take accountability. This is the Epstein files. It's a hoax. It doesn't exist. It's da-da-da-da-da, So finally, just like with Donald Trump and the Epstein files, he's like, I know nothing about it. I was exonerated. That's his easy go-to. Because we have a pussyfooting press corps that won't continue to press him on anything. Like there's no fucking pushback of like, for example, if I was, gifted the Tim Pool White House press pass, the so prestigious FIFA World Peace Prize press pass, if I was gifted a FIFA World Peace Prize press pass, try to say that really fast. The FIFA World Peace Prize press pass. Holy shit, I almost did it. But if I was gifted one of those, like Tim Pool clearly was gifted a FIFA World Peace Prize press pass, that is a cool tongue twister. then I would have pushed back when he's like, I don't know. I would have said, isn't I don't know what you made fun of Joe Biden for because he was so old? And shouldn't you know this stuff as the president during a war? Shouldn't you know? How do you not know? What do you mean you don't know? Do you mean you didn't get the briefing, or did you ignore it? What kind of I don't know are we dealing with? You know what I mean? It's very simple to push back. In fact, I would say that's their job, but that's not really their job. Their job is to, pretend like, hey, I'm a journalist. So when you click on the article, it says, give me $1. Like, it's all fucking make believe, folks. Here's Senator Lindsey Graham, who is closeted, I believe. That's what I heard in a clip. I didn't say it, but somebody said it. Telling you what he really thinks of you, okay? And then I think it's Matt. I don't know who this creator is, but I fucking adore this person. I love them so much. I hope I get big enough to go and rap with some of these podcasters, because some of these people are just so amazing. Like, I love their spirit. Their fucking energy, man. They give off such radical vibes. But here's Lindsey Graham. Whoops. Hold on. And let this be clue to you guys. MAGA, they ain't working for you, homie.
Forget it. I'm not with you. I'm with Israel. I will be with Israel.
You hear it? Forget it. I'm not with you. I'm with Israel. I'll be with Israel.
To our dying day.
Till our dying day. Okay? And now, I believe it's Matt. If I get that wrong, I'm so sorry. I'm not on. I don't know if I'm on whatever medium this is, but...
Dying day.
Hi, Lindsey Graham. So actually, you represent a state called South Carolina.
This is what I mean. It's like when you just say the things that would make the most sense. When Lindsey Graham's like, I'm with Israel. You should be with South Carolina, buddy. Unless, I don't know, did they elect an Israeli congressional person? I don't know how that works, South Carolina. I know you're not that great in education, but...
South Carolina ranks 43rd in education, 42nd in crime and safety, 42nd in opportunity, 36th in infrastructure, and 30th in healthcare. And in the last month, you've tweeted about Israel more than twice as much as you've tweeted about South Carolina. But hey, if you want to die for Israel, I'm sure the front lines have a spot with your name on it. But something tells me the military doesn't pay quite as well as being a shill.
Forget it.
100%. You hear that? Those are your Republican politicians telling you, like, we don't work for you. We work for Israel, man. USA doing exactly what Putin does. Yep. While Putin works against us, and Carolyn Levitt and Donald Trump are like, we don't care that Putin's giving away our troops' locations. We don't care about that. I played that audio for you. Hold on. Charlie Kelly says, yes, Skynet is Jesus. Rogan said so. In case you don't know what Charlie Kelly's talking about, Joe Rogan. Oh, can I find it quick enough? I don't know if I can. But Joe Rogan said something about AI. Joe Rogan is such a Jesus philosopher now. Maybe there's charges coming his way, just like Russell Brand and Elon Musk were both like, I believe in Christ. I believe in Christ. Republicans, you want to back me? I believe in Christ. I said it. Now I wear a cross. But Joe Rogan was convinced that the second coming of Christ would happen through AI, which, I just want you to think, if Joe Rogan didn't have $100 million, he could also be that homeless guy on the corner asking you for change. Like, it's the same kind of fucking talking point, I should even play a clip. I wonder if I can get a Joe Rogan voice masker or something, like a voice mod, and be like, was this a person that's homeless or Joe Rogan? And most of you wouldn't be able to guess, because some of the shit he says, you're like, oh my God, man. Dude, are you still tripping? Hold on. Joe Rogan, AI Jesus. Let's see if we can pull it up. Because this shit is absolute. Here we go. Disinfo clown Joe Rogan, AI Jesus. This is from Beyond Absurd. Love it.
One of the weirder ones that people think this is a stupid take, but I don't care. Jesus was born out of a virgin.
I love the preface. Joe Rogan's like, people really call me stupid for this one, but I just don't care. I have $1 billion, and my friend is Peter Thiel, and na boo boo. None of you guys can come to my compound in Austin or my comedy spaceship. So, Joe, he's so fucking dumb. He's so dumb and tiny. He's a tiny little dumb guy. I like it. I like it. He's so cute. Look at your little cheeks. Does that emasculate you?
I mean, people think this is a stupid take, but
We do, Joe. That's why we're clipping it and playing it on the internet again and again and again.
I don't care.
Joe doesn't care because he lives in a $1 billion mansion surrounded by 4 billion acres of elks, where he just goes out and hunts them down like he was the predator and eats the liver straight out of their back. He doesn't even go through the belly. He rips through the spine with his bare, tiny chompers, you know. Some say, legend has it, that the chupacabra sightings have tripled since Joe moved to Austin, because at his height of 3'4", they mistook him as the chupacabra eating all the elk. Legend has it.
Jesus was born out of a virgin mother. What's more virgin than a computer?
What is he talking about? Joe, you have kids. You know what virgin means. Is Joe saying he's never fucked his computer? Like, what is it? And who is this dude? Charlie Kelly, do you know who the other dude is that he was talking to? The other dude who just goes, Oh God, I love it. I love it. So it's so stupid. It's almost not stupid. Listen to this other dude. I don't know who this guy is, but this is just like, I guess Joe had to be like, all right, I can't get anyone serious in here. I truly need just an kind of guy.
Born out of a virgin mother. What's more virgin than a computer?
Joe, did you fuck your computer? Joe, did you come up with this in your high and you're trying to slip your floppy disk in the hard drive, Joe? Joe, is that how you came up with this? Because that's the look on your face saying.
So
who is this nerd? He just said, like Joe gave him a bite of pizza. Thanks, Joe. Best pizza ever. Is this the Giorno or delivery?
Than a computer. So if you
How does it feel to be that guy? You're forever linked with Joe Rogan calling AI Jesus returns the fucking apocalypse revolution. Joe, you should tell Donald Trump that, because he went to war to light the signal fire for Jesus. If you missed that, I talked about it last week. Holy smokes, Joe, you got to tell him it's AI Jesus. They're invading the wrong thing. They need to invade the cloud. They need to bomb the cloud. Joe, text Donald Trump. You know Joe texts with Donald Trump. He was talking about it on his podcast. This is hilarious.
you're going to get the most brilliant, loving, powerful person that gives us advice and can show us how to live, to be in sync with God.
If you don't know, there's a lot of like lawsuits and wanting regulations around AI, because AI has convinced people to make themselves not exist anymore. And if you're wondering why Joe Rogan, who clearly has access to the internet, is just ignoring all of that and pretending like AI is going to be Jesus, it's because he's partnering with an AI and he's trying to sell you slop.
Who better than artificial intelligence to do that?
Whoa. Who the fuck is this guy? Who is he talking to? I wish it was in there. I don't know who this is. Does anybody know who this whoa guy is? Joe has a hollow head. It's worse than hollow. There's like a peanut fucking knocking around in there. Oh, Kevin, buddy, this conversation's above your head, okay? We're not laughing at his beliefs. We're laughing at his grift. You think Joe really believes? Joe started by saying, this is stupid, and a lot of people told me that. Kevin, buddy, go back to kids' YouTube. Your mom doesn't know you're on here.
Jesus does return. Even if Jesus was a physical person in the past, you don't think that he could return as artificial intelligence?
Oh my God.
No, nobody does, Joe.
Artificial intelligence could
But except for the one guy that you're happening to talk to, who's probably like, why did Joe have me on?
absolutely return as Jesus. Not just return as Jesus, but return as Jesus with all the powers of Jesus.
This guy is so good at going,
Jesus. Like all the magic.
This fucking guy in a minute clip, like he was at a fucking $3 massage parlor in Thailand. Tell me more, Joey.
But return as Jesus with all the powers of Jesus. But
Oh God, this is embarrassing. If you listen to Joe Rogan and you're an adult, you know, see yourself out.
like all the magic tricks, all the ability to bring people.
All the magic tricks. And Kevin, you said this was his beliefs, calling Jesus's stuff magic tricks. Bro, he brought Lazarus back from the dead. Let me see fucking Siegfried and Roy do that, you know? And then we'll call it a magic trick. Joe Rogan's making a mockery of this because he was partnering with some AI company. This is all bullshit. What are you talking about? All right. Here's Jessica Waters. Jessica Waters. Remember, I told you that he was the heir. I'm sorry. He just had a trillion-dare grandfather and father, Morton Barely, publisher of Better Homes and Garden. His maternal great-grandfather is Morton Barely, publisher of the Saturday Evening Post. So he comes a long line of dipshits. And he's trying to tell you that Epstein, as soon as Epstein disappeared from planet Earth, wait a minute, I think I saw this really suspect photo earlier. I was trying to figure out, and I was like, I don't know if I believe this. Ayatollah Jafari Epstani? Something seems off about this. I don't think this is the new Ayatollah. It could be. I don't know. I'm not an expert in Middle East stuff, but it's like when that lady who looked exactly like Ghislaine Maxwell was seen in Canada. You know, it's one of those suspicious things. Anyways, these motherfuckers are telling you, this is the craziest part about it. This is on Fox News, and I don't know if they thought this was like, a haha, got you, guys, got you. But it just makes them seem even more guilty. And if you know that they want to investigate Zorro Ranch, this is one of those moments where you're like, yeah, they totally should then. If Donald Trump shut down the investigation as soon as he got into power, like, maybe they should. Maybe they should.
That it's true. What are you hearing? Well, I'm glad that the New Mexico authorities are going there and searching that property. I know that if no one searches the property, whenever this investigation is finally concluded, people are always going to have questions about whether or not there were deaths there, whether or not there were mysterious surgeries and things like that happening on the ranch. I don't know, but I do know this. The federal government asked New Mexico to stop their investigation, I believe back in 2019 of that ranch. So there's just so many questions about how the government failed the victims and how government failed in trying to prosecute Epstein sooner. I mean, this whole thing doesn't make sense. Everyone has conspiracy theories on, how Epstein was able to get away with it. Was it because he had, powerful friends? Yeah. Was it because he was an agent? We don't know, but we're going to find out. And I'm glad that they're on the ground now in New Mexico searching that property. Congressman, you...
Interesting. So Donald Trump shut down that investigation. I wonder why. Nothing to see here. And an exonerated man usually shuts down all investigations. Usually shuts it all down. Okay, we gotta hold on. This was the I didn't show you the screenshot. What was this? Oh, did you see this story? Coalition demands Schumer and Jeffries step down over failure to fight war-crazed Trump. I would just call him crazed. You don't have to call him war-crazed. You can just call him crazed. Don't forget to like and subscribe. What's up, Sardyon? Good to see you. I'm way more left than the Dems. Yeah, it's funny. MAGA, when they come in here and they say lib, or that woman in Canada totally looked like Maxwell. 100, I mean, it was Maxwell. It was. Allegedly, We'll never know because this regime just lies and hides stuff. They're still hiding millions of Epstein files. Why? For an exonerated man, it makes no sense. But as soon as you think a little further into it, you understand. What's up, Libby? How are you? Libby? Where in the world are you? Don't give us longitude, latitude. Just give us a region. And how is it going there? How's it going in your neck of the woods? Hopefully not in America, as you heard, Inspire Gaming, 6 days a week, 13 hours a day. Woodrow, you come in here with that small D energy, man, and just you're screaming for attention. But listen to the words I'm saying. You guys are pathetic, and you're shills for a pedo class. You understand that? You guys are shills for the pedOligarchy. You comprehend what I'm putting down, man? You're a Trump panty sniffer. You comprehende? Where are you? I'm okay. I'm stuck in Dallas, Texas. Don't say you're stuck. You're just there until something else. I am in the great state of Massachusetts, where we taxed wealth. We taxed wealth here in Massachusetts. This is how foreign Americans are with some information. Not talking about you, Libby. Talking about somebody in the comments earlier. They're like, where's a wealth tax even ever worked? I'm like, 2022, Massachusetts, look it up. Every kid that goes to school gets free breakfast, free lunch. You can get a free college degree here. And we raised a shit ton of money. And guess what? All the billionaires were like, we're going to leave. And none of them did. I was like, go, get the fuck out. Leave our state. Go. And none of them did. And guess what? The craziest part is that wealth tax ushered in a new age of millionaires. Our millionaire population grew by 39%. It's just really incredible with how uneducated certain Americans are. And I'm talking about that girl in my comments that's always fucking chirping about nothing she knows about. It's almost like, that's why I say when these people say that, it's almost like them saying, please. I don't read the comment. I read them saying, please teach me something. Teach me. All I get my news from is Fox News and Jessica Waters. And all I know is about how the M&Ms are going to turn your pets gay. You know, they're like, please teach me. And I'm like, nah, I can't do it. I can't do it. But there's a lot of people that are screaming, help me learn in the comments, because that's what I read. I know you think you're dunking on me, but I don't engage with stupid, you know? I just can't. And I'll let you know very easily, like you have the internet. That's what you're on. You can easily, before you type in, when has a wealth tax work, you should look up wealth tax, countries and states that do it. And then you learn all that, and then you won't leave a stupid comment, okay? But anyways, Libby, sorry. Dallas, Texas, the Wild West of the Wild West. I don't know what you call Dallas. Senpai? Senpai, what? I'm in the basement of Patty's Pub. Of course you are, Charlie. I would expect nothing less. Nothing less. Unless you're doing a house thing with the baby thing. Love Always Sunny. $420 million pew in America, and yet this chicken tuna, chicken fish, POTUS still exists. Just begging for money. Oh, I don't know much about Milton. Ooh, I'm missing some of the comments. I was seeing if Libby was Antifa Soros money. Thank you. Ooh, for the euro. Ooh, I don't know if I've ever got a euro. Thank you, Sardion. I appreciate you supporting the channel because I am only supported by viewers like you. Soros, if you're listening, we're getting desperate, man. I know I keep saying tax you, and you're really against any kind of fucking wealth tax, but please keep funneling the money. I don't even know how to make that make sense for MAGA. This is what I mean when I say, like, they got peanut brains. Like, I've seen squirrels smarter than fucking MAGA, you know? You put a squirrel fucking near a fire, they'll at least get away from it. MAGA's like, I walk right into that shit, man. MAGA's so fucking stupid. It's hard to live in a country where most of the people are reading at an 8th grade level, like the president, you know, and they can't fucking decipher what's real and what's not. By the way, did you guys see the news about kneecap? I want to bring this up because no kings on 28th, but only if the Soros check clears. 100%. All hail Gorb Soros. Our dollar hates Trump. Mass tax is the worst across the country. Yeah, you should look up at how Massachusetts is doing compared to your state. Yeah, that tax dollars, it's the worst. It just made them the smartest, the healthiest, the fucking... took care of all the kids not going hungry at school, gave them free college education, made more millionaires. God damn it. These people are like, I don't know if you're stupid on purpose or, you know, your parents were siblings. I can't figure it out, you know? Who knows? You worship Trump and he wants to bang his daughter, you know? So that's not like crazy to say. Gorb party. The Skynet is coming. Judgment Day is upon us. All hail Gorb. We got to start, Rob. They're the one from Milton. Wait, I'm missing something. Hold on. I missed your other comment, Michael. I'm in Salem and the taxes are high, but so are the people. Yeah, and the people are beautifully high. If the Northeast and California left the Union, they'd be cooked. Thank you, Phoenix and the Raven. Amazing name. Love Ravens. Yeah, this is why it's like, it's so incredible. Texans and Californians don't realize how we are. How, Thomas? Explain further, please, while I get this next clip ready. Because I do want to play some of this for... Oh, shit. I didn't take a picture of this part, but this is just a background, a very quick background on Kneecap.
Everyone's talking about Irish hip-hop group Kneecap.
Irish rappers Kneecap.
Belfast rappers Kneecap. Controversial band Kneecap. What do you
Not controversial at all. Not at all. Really not.
make of those comments from Kneecap?
Kneecap is pretty disgusting.
They should be prosecuted.
You should be. You should be for that comment.
UK police have charged Liam Hanna, who was a member of the band Kneecap, with a terrorism offence.
So while...
Do you know what he did? He said free Palestine on stage. Yeah, and they charged him with terrorism. Oh, but wait for the Americans to say, see what happens in the UK. Well, first of all, the north of Ireland is colonized, so they shouldn't have any rule there anyways. Just let Ireland be, man. But more importantly, they were trying to make an example, because if you don't know, like Lindsey Graham was like, I stand with Israel till my dying day or whatever, and he mentioned nothing about South Carolina's, Carolinians, whatever you want to call them. Unless there's a place in South Carolina called Israel and he's from that city, I don't understand. But this is what's going on. So they tried to make an example, and there's been a new ruling that they can't charge him again, or he beat the charges a little while ago. And now Mokara is talking about essentially what is the Irish leader, the Irish president, in his acceptance. I don't know why you do this, Ireland. Bad look, of wanting to meet Trump on St. Paddy's Day.
Of course it is, and shake hands with warmongers. Do you know what I mean? As an Irishman, he should be absolutely ashamed. But I would expect nothing less from the Taoiseach. Do you know what I mean? I think as
the Taoiseach is the Irish president. I don't know what the equivalent is, but he's like their leader.
Irish people, it's been, if we understand more than anyone, it's Britain's first colony of international solidarity. So yeah, exactly. He'll not feel any squeeze on his wage doing it anyway. Where a lot of other people have stood up for what's right. Yeah, them. Of course it is, and shake hands with.
You know what I say to that?
What is the charge?
What is the charge? International solidarity?
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest.
So good on Kneecap. Continue to speak out. Who went to shake your... I answered your Caltex question above. Thank you, Thomas. I'm interested. Love of the state, amazing economy. Does Texas have an amazing economy? I'd have to double check that with other Texans. Military presence. I don't understand that either. California and Texas have a big military presence, like in state, right? Like bases, soldiers. That's true. Devotion to the state over federal government, having the highest surplus of federal tax contributions in all other states, huge GDP. Oh, so you meant... I go, you're combining people and what the state does together. I thought you meant the people. Because I would say most Americans have shit in common. This is how simple I just look at stuff. Most Americans want what? To not work till they die? I'm going out on a limb here, but, fucking hear me out on this. I'm going to go, oh, what's up, Rowan Doggo? Heya. Gorb afternoon to you as well. Here's the thing. I would say this is really where like Anthony Bourdain taught me a lot. He traveled the world and he figured out the key to life is people just want to fucking exist, man. Most people are not dementia-riddled Epstein best friends and want to take over your home and, colonize your fucking living room. It's not. So the war propaganda machine and all the propaganda in America has sold you on like, well, those immigrants keep coming. What's going to happen to your neighborhood? Well, the truth is BlackRock probably has 1 million investment companies where they're buying towns in Florida for 45 million, raising the rent on all of it, turning it into a rental town, and telling you that it's all the people that want to live there. That's the problem. It's not, the huge $1 trillion companies that move the markets, that purchase everything, that want to turn this whole economy into a subscriber market. It's not them. And it couldn't be. They own the media, and they're the ones telling you who to blame, right? But I think it's very, very simple when you cut to the core of it. Most people, what? Well, we saw last election, they didn't want to worry about egg. That was it. Can you make shit affordable? It got Donald Trump so mad, he said affordability was a hoax, because he doesn't know what affordability is. He's a rich kid from New York who was a Democrat and a coastal elite forever, and now he's a coastal elite from Florida. Anyways, most people just want to not have to worry about egg. They don't want to have to go from their fucking main job to go DoorDash to make sure that, they can get egg. That's what most people want. And then there's still some comfortable people in America who, as soon as this touches them, they'll fucking comprehend it too. But they already have egg and they like egg. And just so you're following along, egg is a metaphor for everything. I say that for everything. If you just defaulted on your car, if you're late on rent, if you can't afford your electricity bills because a data center went by you, or they just decided to raise the rates, nationalize the grid. Nationalize the fucking grid. All these fucking countries that we've invaded, turns out the one thing in common is they all nationalize their fucking energy. Why can't we do that? Why do we have to sell it off to these billionaire kumquats fucking all over the world so they can turn it into a publicly traded commodity and raise the rates when you need to be warm? At the end of the day, that's all people want, is to be warm and have egg. So no matter, this is why I like to find out where people are in the world, because, Sardian, he's like, listen, it's tough, but we got that egg. We got that egg. Our country makes sure that the people have the egg. And that's vital too. I'm so partial to speaking to people outside of the US because I need them to teach people in the US what freedom actually means. Freedom actually means the freedom to not stress about becoming homeless because you're one paycheck away from an emergency putting you in the gutter. To not stress because you're working 6 days a week, 13 hours a day, like Inspire Gaming said, and you're still just getting by and wondering if I'll ever have time to finish that, whatever you want to finish. I don't know. Are you knitting? I would love to know how to knit. I don't know how, but that would be cool, This is all Americans want. This is all people across the world want. In fact, I was reading today and this was so powerful. This is why I didn't want to talk about it, how Iran was even announcing, like, man, we don't want to fucking hurt people. We don't want to target Americans. Who they do want to target, who are not Americans. They're a parasitic class, which I thought was amazing. I was like, shout out Iran on this one. From the Times of India, which, again, they didn't ask me for $1, so I'm going to read it here. Quote, legitimate targets. Iran issues warning to U.S. tech firms. Not the people. Do not. If you are a fucking commoner, okay? If you are the common folk, if you go to work 6 days a week just to afford egg, they ain't talking to you. Let's be very clear. I would say this one, they're kind of on our side. They're issued warnings to tech firms, including Google, Amazon, Microsoft, and NVIDIA. And they're saying Al Jazeera reported that IRGC-affiliated Tasnim news agency has published a list of offices and infrastructure run by major U.S. tech companies that it claims are linked to Israel and used for military purposes. We already know this. We already know. Surveillance state, drones, fucking all that, bullshit. Peter. Oh, look at that. Palantir. We've seen Alex Karp, the CEO, an absolute fucking demogorgon, go on TV talking about, I'd love to have our drones sprinkle urine-laced fentanyl on people. Fentanyl-laced urine. I don't know what comes first in that sentence, but you know what I'm saying. Like, just the most despicable. These people don't care about us. So if you're thinking, oh, that's our American tech firms. Bro, they're trying to use all your water for a data center for their AI bubble. Okay, stop. But the report described these locations as Iran's new targets. It said the list includes infrastructure used for cloud-based services operating... Didn't I say that earlier? If Joe Rogan, I'm putting this all together. If Joe Rogan says Jesus is AI, and Donald Trump and his commanders said we're trying to start a war to light the signal fire to bring Jesus back to earth, they're trying to clickbait Jesus. They're like, hey, Jesus, end of days, Armageddon, you gonna come back? But if Jesus is AI, what did I say earlier? You have to go for the cloud. It turns out they are lighting the signal flyer for AI Jesus to return. For infrastructure used for cloud-based services operated by companies such as. Wasn't that a South Carolina, Miss Teen USA? Do you remember that? Oh my God, we got to play that clip. I'll continue reading. Google, Microsoft, Palantir, which they clearly are the government, military in Israel, IBM, NVIDIA, and Oracle. Fuck, man. Such as, hold on, Miss South Carolina. If you don't know this clip, you're young. Miss South. It's the first thing. I didn't even have to type it. Thank you, Joe Rogan. Here we go. Here's Miss Teen USA 2007. I remember I was on the radio. We play this clip all the time. This is funny as shit. I'm going to speed it up. Okay, it is. Here, by the way, this is South Carolina. This is Lindsey Graham's state. He's clearly focused on education and not Israel.
Polls have shown a fifth of Americans can't locate the U.S. on a world map.
This is from 2007. I forgot how stupid this was. It says, it shows a fifth of Americans can't locate the U.S. on a map. The U.S. I bet that number is even fucking higher now. It's like, now a third of Americans don't know where the U.S. is on a map.
Why do you think this is?
Are you ready?
I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps, and I believe that our education, like such as in South Africa and Iraq, everywhere like such as, and
this is, I mean, she could be president. Let's be honest. MAGA would vote for her if she was like, hey man, brown people are taking your lives. You know, I'm pretty sure they'd get her vote. They'd secure the vote real quick because she's speaking presidential. You know, such as.
I believe that they should, our education over here in the U.S. should help the U.S. or should help South Africa and should help the Iraq and the Asian countries, so we will be able to build up our future for it.
Thank you. Oh, Mario Lopez, you are a turd. Anyways, such as the Iraq and such as South Africa. Tea Party 1773. Damn, you're going back before I can even call some stuff. I could talk about 1775. 1773, man. Break me off some of that delicious history. I'll sound like a Joe Rogan guest. The pedo clan is not liked anywhere. This clan has unlimited resources. This clan has been exposed. Will help arrive, and what will it be? This is a request for assistance from Earth. We signed We the People. Couldn't agree more with that. Like, and listen, Mike Johnson chooses to be straight. and you know what, Charlie? We support his choice here because we support people's right to choose. We believe this is the land of the free. And if Mike Johnson chooses to be straight, we fully support his choices. God damn. You must be half a gallon of paint down right now, Charlie. I'm killing it. That chick was the Miss South Carolina from 2000, Miss Teen USA 2007, Miss South Carolina answers a question. That's like when the internet was just getting cranking with like memes and clips and GIFs and I don't know what else you call them. You know, this was like before TikTok and Vine and stuff. You know, we had to go to YouTube and play the clip, such as, and the South Africa, such as. This fucking girl's a gem. Where is she right now? You know, I have a feeling there's like a fucking, there's a safety alert. You know, I have a feeling in South Carolina there's been a few safety alerts that Miss Teen USA has wandered off into the woods again, such as if you could help her find her way home to the such as South Africa and such as the Iraq.
It should help the Iraq and the Asian countries.
The Iraq and the Asian countries. Again, Miss Carolina, this was a question about how come Americans can't find America on a map? Such as? Fucking, it's a gem. Didn't Mike Johnson adopt a young boy? Thomas says yes, he did. No, he didn't. These people are doing it out in the open, man. It's a skit. She can't be that stupid. Jeremy, you've never... Guys, you've really... Am I that old? God damn. Am I this old that I know the such as clip? Oh, you're making me feel so old. No, this is a real... This happened on TV in 2007. That's how, when I was in radio, we talked about it, because they would send you the audio clips and you would talk about, you know, the Miss Teen, whatever, and that was everywhere in 2007, man. You couldn't walk away from such as the Iraq. And I mean, ironically, these are the people that Donald Trump was preying upon. You know, he was the predator with these girls, such as the predator. I was born 2008. Oh, Scruffy, then. Okay, I'm sorry. Listen, I forget there were people born after like 2005, you know? My kid was born in 2008. Yeah, see, this is what I mean. Like, I always forget that. I'm like, oh, yeah, there are people that are, like, born in the 2000s. Holy shit. God. Bro, I used to message people via ICQ. I ain't that young. All right. You maybe weren't just as perpetually online as I was. That's all. But I worked in the media, so I had to, like, what are the tankies? I don't know what a tanky is. I've heard that, like, as leftist Marxist Leninists. Oh, why do they call them tankies then? I am a Marxist. I don't know how I would feel about that. Read Marx, you know. Marx is incredible, thought-provoking. Because they like Stalin and Mao. Okay, so they're more than Marxists. The Dread Pirate Rob. I'm Rob. Nice to meet you. What was your guys' AOL Messenger with? You know what, Michael? Can I just say something about AOL Messenger? My saddest day was when I used AOL Messenger, I'm trying to think, into the mid-2000s. Because I was on the air. And the saddest day was when I didn't remember my password and I logged out of the computer and I could never get back in. Is AOL Messenger still a thing? Can we start that again? I know who you ignore. I know who you are. I know who you are. Ignored my comment. Okay. End of an era. Oh, it ended? God damn it. See, why aren't they bringing cool shit like that back? AIM was the shit. Thank you, Bob. It was, man. For you young folks born in 2008, you missed out, man. AIM was... Fuck, man. I want an AOL message so bad. Me too. Yo, we should crowdfund to get AOL Messenger. We'll get AIM back, man. We'll get AIM back. We'll start a pager company. I'm all down with that. Oh, wait, Thomas, are Craigslist personals not still a thing? God damn, I am out of the loop on certain things. IRC, no. I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. You guys are taking me back down memory lane now. AIM. That was so much fun. So much fun. You had your little friend list. Oh, God. Oh, God. That was good. Sorry. Okay, I forgot what we were doing. Pagers were a little before my time. All right. You'd like it, though. Listen, the Dread Pirate Rob, let me tell you something. Pagers, just imagine being inaccessible. You know, people can still message you. And they spoke in code, because most of the time they spoke in numbers. Which, again, I feel like made us smarter as children or youths. Because when you had to decipher, you couldn't just get a phone call and someone would be like, hey, man, come meet me here. And you got a beep, you got a page, and you got to check your hip and decipher what the numbers and the letters meant. And you had to read the sentence like that because girls were so good. They could speak a few different languages, man. One was in numbers. Like, I just think it made you use your brain in critically thinking ways that the kids don't have to now, you know? I got my mom's pager when she got a cell phone. It was often. See? Lori's. But I just want you into the Nextel chirp. I didn't have one of those, but those were the coolest shit ever. Reality, there are 145 people talking. The messages go super quick. Oh, there are? Yeah. So if I'm missing stuff, I'm sorry. But who was it that said pagers were before my time? I just want you to imagine, right? You have a pager and somebody can message you, but unless you get to a phone, and think about it, no one has house phones anymore and payphones don't exist. So unless you like, I don't know how we would, oh shit, yeah, pagers are obsolete. There's no payphones and house phones. So pagers don't work, guys. Pagers don't work. X-nay on the pager business, guys. You know what? You know what would be the funniest thing ever? The funniest thing ever is if Trump came out with a pager company. He was like, and now announcing the golden beeper. People would be lining up. Oh my God. Where is the list of U.S. tech companies? It was in the Times of India. Hold on. Hold on. Right here. And I mean, fuck. I don't know. I don't, like, here's the thing, man. Like, this seems on the up and up, you know? If Iran's like, listen, they were even kind enough to give these companies a warning. You know, they're like, listen, we're giving you a warning, but you fools are fucking worshiping that twat in the White House, giving him money, coordinating with government contracts for his military, and they're like, we're going to consider you a target. I don't know. That sounds more legit than Donald Trump saying, wait, there was a report that said, we hit that school? I don't know. You know, like, these are cowards, man.
Has found it was the United States that struck the school.
I don't know about that.
Oh, he doesn't know about that. Okay. The commander in chief, is that what they call him? Doesn't know about that. Okay. That's how you do things a cowardly way. And this is how you're like, hey, we're just going to announce this right now. If you guys keep working with these people that are warring us, I don't know what to tell you. You know, you become legit in this fucking fight. That just seems like more of a backbone than America has showed at all in the 2 weeks we've been doing it. 1 week. I don't even know how long. How long has this been going on? It feels like centuries, I'm going to be honest. Found my Nokia brick in the, hold on. Found my Nokia brick in the drawer. Still at 80% life. Okay, Mike, I don't think, there's no way it had 80%. Actually, I do believe that because they were like, guys, if we're making these phones last 10 years, we can't sell a new charger every year. We gotta, what's it called? Planned obsolescence. If you don't know that term, go look it up. There's a light bulb in Pennsylvania that is still on after 100 years. Imagine that. But then the rich titans of fucking industry couldn't be richer. You know, they couldn't buy all the politicians. If you had a light bulb that you never changed, like that fire station in Pennsylvania, I think it's Pennsylvania, then that's why the cartels had to fucking, that's what these robber barons were, cartels. They had to meet up and be like, guys, we got to do this thing called planned obsolescence, where we make all their stuff go to shit real quick and they got to buy more of it. Welcome to America. It's a pyramid scheme. ASL. What's the abbreviation ASL? American Sign Language? That's the one I know. What's up, Thorne? Good to see you, man. Age, sex, location really dropped off. Now saying where you live feels invasive. That's a very late 90s, early 2000s thing. Age, sex, location. Because you would do whatever male here. Oh my God, that is, God damn. Yeah, the light bulb mafia thing is crazy. Okay, Bob's speaking my language. And for all of you who don't know, maybe we could do like a side quest on planned obsolescence one day. But I'm sure there's a YouTuber who did it in great detail at a very astute intellectual level. And I would highly suggest watching that, you know, because planned obsolescence is an incredible thing that is happening every year. You go to an Apple event or watch an Apple event or see them being like, hey, and now we're releasing the iPhone super thin. And we're not giving you a charger anymore, but we changed the port until the governments regulate us. So all those libertarians that are like, I hate regulations, you're the guys that are like, let Apple change the charger in the middle of a phone release. You know, make us buy one, and then by the time we get the phone mailed to us, we got to buy another one. That's a libertarian. They want no regulations because if you know the EU is like, hey, man, we got to do something about all this charger waste. And then America kind of adopted it, and they were like, hey, Apple, you got to stop releasing a new phone with a new charger every year. They were like, and now it's time for the USB-X, you know, like, brought to you by Elon's twat. I hate that guy. That's how it works, fitter dude. What's fitter dude? You put a sock on your head and now you got inside information. It's not a sock. How small? What do you think of Joe Rogan's size, bro? Come on, man. But I love the people being like, oh, look at this crazy with the sock on his head. Dude, you worship a fucking McCheeseburger. He wears fucking orange makeup and doesn't even put it on properly. You know what I mean? Like, don't talk to me about looks. Talk to that kumquat in the fucking White House, you know? I want you to hold the standards where they need to be held. I'm some random dude on YouTube who's easily accessible to the people and speak for the people. Well, the people that I'm in a cult, you know? We gotta have a fucking class consciousness here. And you're coming in and holding me to a higher account than fucking McCheese over in the White House? Are you kidding? Get the fuck out of here. I identify as logged in already. Michael, I hope you've hit subscribe. Please, you need to join us more often. This host rocks. Hey, thank you, B-Rad, AK67. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. I say that all the time. Thank God I'm not orange. I mean, he doesn't even have to be orange. That's how you know this is like a coastal elite from New York who operated casinos in New Jersey. This is like, if you don't know the tells, listen, I have family in New Jersey. Crushed Ice, I haven't seen you in a while, but I understand I love dirty Jers. I've spent many summers going down to the shore. This is why I can speak with authority. There are a few things that Jerseyans treasure more than working out and being tan. Fake or not. Dead of winter, tan. Okay? That's just, listen, I hate to categorize people under one fucking umbrella, but a lot of New Jersey, coastal New Jersey, loves that goddamn tanning. I even started tanning when my good friend who was from the Bronx was very New Jerseyan, and he would go tanning all the time with his girl, and I would go and just say, fuck it. And you put on the little spectacles and you go in there, and guess what? You come out with raccoon eyes, you know? That is your tell that Donald Trump is a Jersey Shore coastal elite Nepo baby, you know, because that isn't like a look anywhere else. There's not many places in America besides maybe Southern California where like they're doing the tanning like that. But in Southern California, it could be natural. Maybe it's Maybelline, you know? In Jersey, that's not quite the fucking epicenter of sunshine and happiness if you've ever been to a New Jersey beach. And again, I'm not dissing New Jersey, and I will never speak ill of Philly. Charlie Kelly, if you're still here, I never will. Respect you guys. I want to be able to visit those cities again, or I want to be able to visit these places again. Nor will I ever poop on Baltimore. I've been there too, and that is a terrifying city. My God, some of the toughest people come out of Baltimore. Oh, so many fake tans and orange people in Jersey. That is dive loop. Of course, I kind of agree, but let's just be clear on who's saying what. We got to tread lightly with Jersey. You got to tread very lightly with Jersey, okay? I'm going to eggshell this bitch. A lot of people attach themselves to his ideas so hard that they don't remember themselves without him. 100%, Michael. I try to say that all the Jersey baby. We will not lose. Are you from Jersey? Because we have Jersey in the house. I always listen. If you're doing a live stream, act accordingly. You assume Jersey, Philly, and Baltimore are in the fucking house. Okay? You just assume. Because you never know. If they catch wind of it and they come in, you just don't want to ever have a tough time in those places. You just don't. Okay? This is like a rule of life. If you're not from the East Coast, there's a few different cities you just want to fucking play cool, man. Play cool. Plus, some of the best food in America. I will say that. I will listen, you go to Dirty Jers for some fucking good food. You go to Philly for some good fucking cheesesteaks. Baltimore's got to have something. It was home cooking there, but you know what I mean. Like the delicious Baltimorean raven, I've heard. We need more governments based off the 8-ball thing that you shake and get answers from. Listen, the dreading pirate, I'm pretty sure that's how they're making decisions behind the scenes. They're like, fucking, should we go to war with Iran? I have a feeling about this. Let's tell everyone we had a good feeling. And that's literally what Donald Trump said. He said, I had a feeling. Where is Ben Shapiro? Because Ben Shapiro hates feelings. He only likes facts. His eyebrows only rub up against facts inappropriately. His eyebrow. Have you guys seen Ben Shapiro's eyebrows? I want to be like, dude, did you go to Turkey and not get like hair plugs? And did they do it into your eyebrows? Like, what the fuck is going? He looks like goddamn Groucho Marx, but instead of the mustache, it's like 2 mustaches on his eyebrows. That must be like, because with Tim Pool, he's balding, so he's terrified to show his balding. Elon Musk got hair plugs, he's terrified he's balding. Donald Trump, if you've seen his fucking hair, he's balding, terrified to show his balding spots. And I think Ben Shapiro's wee man syndrome, not wee man from Jackass, wee man like as in a wee little man. I think that comes from his eyebrows, because I'm guessing if you saw him in person, you wouldn't get too close because the eyebrows are so bushy. But holy fuck, what a specimen, If Ben Shapiro charged to come and pet his eyebrows, I don't have any money, but if I was like Guy with Egg and Ben Shapiro was like, all right, guys, I'm having a meet and greet, $100 to pet my eyebrows, I'd consider it. Are they bristly? Can you comb them? Does he have his wife braid his eyebrows? It was like a fun Saturday. He's like, honey, I'm not streaming. Come braid my eyebrows. I have so many questions. I hope I get it onto the Ben Shapiro podcast. Is that what it's called? Ben Shapiro's live pool. I believe it's the Ben Pool Live. Ben Shapiro with you. We only like the facts, no feelings. But anyways, I went on that tirade because Donald Trump said he had a feeling. He brought us into war over a feeling. And then it turns out that feeling was given to him by 4 guys. And then he blamed them for it. The guys he hired to advise him on giving him feelings, he blamed them for it. So he blamed himself in hiring bad people and then said, I just did it on a feeling. He's fucking blue suede hooked on a feeling. Guardians of the Galaxy, if you're not old enough to know that song existed before it.
Approaching the point of no return, and the United States found it intolerable, in my opinion, based on what Steve and Jared and Pete and others were telling me. Marco's so involved.
Marco's so involved. I didn't catch that. Oh my God. So he's like, let the record show it was Marco Rubio so involved.
I thought that they were going to attack us.
Oh, he just thought. Hey, guys, my favorite thing is when like the people who are supposed to have the most responsibility, you know what I mean? They have access to all the money, all the power, all the intelligence, the CIA, the FBI, the military, the fucking Congress, the fucking statisticians, the fucking nuclear fucking uranium enrichment. Like, he has access to everything, right? Donald Trump, if he fucking farted loud enough, they would bring him a hamburger. You understand? Like, that's the kind of power he controls in the world. He's president of Venezuela. He's the Ayatollah. He's the queen of Greenland. I don't know what they call it there. He's the Inuit head boss of Greenland. He is just, he's going to be Lord Farquaad of Cuba. He's, blowing up Ecuador to be their El Presidento. I don't know. So he has access. You know what I mean? Like, what I'm trying to lay down for you, MAGA, is like, if he's like, I did this because I thought so. But really, Marco Rubio was pretty involved. Marco. And he led me into that feeling and thought. You understand how stupid this sounds for a president to fucking think like, hey guys, I really thought something was going to happen. And like these stupid morons I hired, so stupid. I can't believe I hired you. Jared, let me smell your fingers again. That was a joke. That's a callback. Because earlier I was saying, you know why he keeps Jared Kushner around? His son-in-law who's banging Ivanka is to smell his fingers. You understand that, right? That's why Jared Kushner has all the top spots. This isn't nepotism, guys. This isn't. This is not nepotism. This is perversion. Strictly perversion. Donald Trump wants to sniff his son-in-law's fingers on the constant. If you ever seen him huffing a fucking paper bag, he ain't having no breathing problem. Jared fucking, wiped his hands in there. So now that I've made that clear, you shouldn't drag a country into war based on a thought. A thought. At this point, I'm just waiting for him to wake up and say, like, Nancy Reagan's fucking astrologer came to me in a dream and said, we should fucking nuke everyone. Like, this is the quality of fucking government we have. I had a thought. And these fool guys, I hired the best guys ever. Everybody says they're the best guys ever. They led me into that stupid thought. Damn it. You know, where is Ben Shapiro? That's what I want to know. Ben, is it facts don't care about your, no, it would be thoughts don't care about your feelings. Thoughts don't care about facts. That's, I think, Ben Shapiro's new motto. Thoughts don't care about your facts. Put that on the presidential stickers. My God. In Denmark, fart means speed. Thank you. In the UK, to Trump means to fart. To Trump means to fart. That's amazing. You have to be careful when you get old, though. Is this guy Antifa? 100%. I was Antifa. My grandfather was Antifa. My great-great-grandfather was Antifa. My great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather was Antifa. We've been Antifa in my family since the fucking revolution, man. We've been against fascism and kings of all sort. Like, I got a deep lineage of fucking Antifa. You know what Antifa means, anti-fascist. So I'm guessing you're typing in from 1930s Germany? How does that work? How'd you get that to work? 1930s Germany is in the chat, folks. What's his name? Throwing clips. Good to see you, 1930s Germany. I can't wait for the 40s and your fucking downfall. Charlie Kelly is here. Oh, okay. I didn't even get to read it. Are you fa? So we can only assume you're fa. Again, these people, man. Anti-Antifa is just fa, bro. The deviled negatives. It always gets. Why am I so rude throwing clips? Because you came in here asking if we were Antifa, like you fucking own the place. Am I British? I'll let you figure it out. What does the accent tell you? Really, they're not sending their best. When MAGA sends them, they're not sending their best. Take the shower. Crazy large sock. Why, thank you. Thank you. I had to go and say, do you have the biggest sock ever? Ever? I need one for my head. Boston Rob being British Boston. Yes, you know, the British Boston. We talked about the Revolutionary War a lot. Keanu Reeves' movie speed would be called Fart and Denmark. Somebody please get me a copy of Keanu Reeves' movie Speed in Denmark. Where it just says fart. No, it's... Charlie Kelly, I'm pretty sure you could write your own episode of It's Always Funny. Fart 2. Fart and Fart 2. We have to keep our fart over 55 miles per hour. Oh, I love you guys. This is my relief from the hellscape of capitalism every day. I just want you to know that. The hellscape of, like Inspire Game said, working 6 days a week, 13 hours a day, which most people are doing, just so they could afford egg, not buy a home, not have health care, you know, not retire happily, not travel the world, because Americans aren't allowed to do that anymore. The fart cloud is furious. Is furious. Oh. All right. What else did I... Hold on, because I had more news. I talked about Schumer. I just mentioned the Schumers and Jeffrey thing. I think those frauds should get the fuck out, you know? Oh, yeah. This was the other thing that got people riled the fuck up. I couldn't believe this, man. I couldn't believe this. MAGA was out here. It's the weirdest thing when people do, like, distraction tactics. You know? Oh, yeah. Look at that. Kneecaps going to Cuba. I want to go on this flotilla so fucking bad. Viva la Cuba. The Trump regime is gearing up to kick an estimated 6 million more people off food assistance programs, just like Jesus. You know, this is very Jesusian of them. Jesus was like, bitches, if you ain't working, you ain't eating. I believe that's a loose quote from Asholians 2. I don't know. The move would save roughly $1 billion a year. Meanwhile, Trump is spending upwards of $1 billion a day on this war. $1 billion a day. So when a Republican or Democrat says, how are we going to pay for it? We don't have the money. How are we going to get that? Fuck you. That's where. Fuck you. That's nonsense distraction tactics. And we're going to get to more of distraction tactics. When they say we can't feed Americans with your American first policy, but we certainly can send them to die. Great. Not my fucking president. By the way, this photo cost as much as an Avengers movie. So when they start talking about budget, fiscal responsibility, they're full of shit. They just want power to oppress you and grift. Okay? We got to be very clear on that. But where is the thing that the thing did the thing with the thing? Oh yeah, this was White House blocks intelligence report warning of rising U.S. homeland link to Iran. Daily Mail quotes from the intel report says top Trump officials are blocking its release. They're blocking information to you, just like the Epstein files, which they are all in and all defending, just like MAGA is. But where was the thing that really set people off? Oh yeah, okay, it's down there. But let me show you this. Benny Johnson, absolute fraud of a human. Never listen to fucking people like this. Trump carrying his own code through the White House, the definition of servant leadership. Now listen, I love servant leadership. If you don't know what that is, that's what Jesus did. When Jesus was like, I'm going to wash your feet. And was it Peter? Was like, yeah, wash my feet. I'll wash your feet. And he's like, if you don't wash your feet, if you don't let me wash your feet, you are not of mine. He's like, wash my feet, my hair, my hands, wash my whole body. This is not servant leadership. Carrying your own coat is, number one, not leadership and not being anyone's servant. Servant leadership would be like, you know what? I'm going to go out and fucking fight this war instead of the soldiers. Go do that, draft dodger. You never know what you're going to see when you open Twitter. For example, here's a grown man completely in awe that another man is carrying his coat. These are fucking propagandists, paid propagandists, and they're meant to shovel horse manure in your mouth and tell you it's dinner, okay? So just remember that. But this is what really sent people over the edge. I posted this. Pete Haig said blew billions on fruit basket stands, chairs, and crab. Okay, this is shocking because once you start to understand there's homeless people, homeless vets, hungry people, people wanting education, people dying because they can't get access to healthcare, that they were removing our healthcare and say they couldn't, what is Trump, hold on, Frames debate. Thank you for the $5. What is Trump's total spending at right now for this term? I don't know. Hold on. But this is the article, and look at some of the costs. Pete didn't even spend some of the stuff on himself. He did a Steinway and Sons grand piano for the Air Force Chief of Staff's home for $100,000. $5.3 million for Apple devices. Alaska king crab. $6.9 million of lobster tail. $7 million on lobster tails while kids are going hungry in America every night. Trump's hold on, Trump's total spending. Oh wait, from his PACs? This says 1.5 billion, but we're talking about federal spending. Hold on. Here we go. How much has the U.S. government spent this year? Fiscaldata.treasury.gov. I do not trust this. This year, 2026. We're 2 months in. 2 months in and 11 days. The government has spent 3.10 trillion for the well-being of the people. Really? This is fucking bullshit, man. Our federal spending has increased by $63 billion. Does anybody feel like they're getting better benefits? Their road doesn't have potholes, that their fucking healthcare is improved, that the national grid prices have fucking gone down. They feel like they've secured housing. Do you feel like you're making more at work? This is insane. But we know what they're spending it on. And thank you for the $5 super chat, Frames Debate. I'm supported by viewers like you. If you want to support the channel, you can become a member. You can super chat or just hit subscribe. It's free, man. It'd be amazing. Who said no, we're not going broke? 124,000 on ice cream? Yeah. Ice cream machines. And 139,000 on 272 orders of donuts. I'm guessing who got a lot of those donuts. I know. Only potholes being filled are in the rich neighborhoods. And this is what I mean, man. This is a class war. That's it. Yeah, I wish we found what the McDonald's bill was. Remember when they brought McDonald's to Saudi Arabia and they set up like a McDonald's RV because the president can't be without McDonald's he's got to be 500 meters of a McDonald's at all times because that's all he eats. $15.99 all you can eat. Oh my God. Gas is over 50 cents more expensive. It's over 60 cents more. A lot of places, it's over $1 more. How do you feel about Kerala, India? I don't know about Kerala. Teach me. I now have my Friday plans. I don't know why people voted him back in, because he grifted them. That's the only thing grifters know how to do. They promise you the world, they deliver nothing, and then tell you you're happy with it. That's all he's ever done. Just look at everything he's ever done. Nothing of Trump's has existed beyond fucking the people waking up to the grift. From his water, his steaks, his university, his charity. As soon as people wake up to the grift, there were people that fucking went to Trump University and then they sued him. Pam Bondi blocked it in Florida, but New York went through and he couldn't run his university. It was ran as a fraud. I mean, there were people that at one point were like, I'm going to Trump University. What are you going to learn? Nothing? That is a pyramid scheme? Well, they did. Never liked Trump ever. What's up, Tanya? Good. Most people with a sense of humanity hate him. Do you remember when they had where the army spent $45,000 on a toilet seat, $14,000? Yeah, I vaguely remember that story, but that was to basically, and this is what this says. They say they got to spend it because if not, and they don't spend all the money, and this is again the stupidest thing that this should be an easy fix. If you're like, we have to spend, how much was it? Fucking billions. If we have to spend, I think it was $93 billion, or we don't get $93 billion next year, like next fiscal budget, we'll have to only get 80 billion. That's what they're doing here. They're like, oh, just fucking spend it all. And instead, if people gave a shit about you, if the people like Donald Trump that you were like is for the worker, and I'm not talking to the family, the vanguard here, talking to other people. If you thought Donald Trump was for the worker, he'd be like, oh, this is a waste. USAID, he clearly called a waste, and thousands and maybe hundreds of thousands of people are dying from that minuscule amount that was helping other countries, that was providing goodwill for America across the globe. So that was a minuscule amount. Imagine, if he actually cared, he would be like, no, let's allocate that $93 billion. Pete Hegseth doesn't need fucking $1 trillion ice cream machine. He doesn't need 272 boxes of donuts. And let's make sure people have health care. Let's make sure shit's affordable. Let's invest in infrastructure. Thank you for another $5 super chat. Wow, frames debate. I really appreciate it. I go live on TikTok. I have a TikTok account, but listen, it's a small one. I was just like fucking around on there. I don't really like TikTok. Remember, I'm old, man. I'm old. So I've been here. What I eventually want to do, as soon as I get out of this trap of capitalism, and you can help, hit subscribe. If I could do this full time, my plan is to go live here. There's what's the app called? Streamlabs. Streamlabs have an app where you can go live. You have to pay. I forget. It's like $100 something a year, which like, Jesus Christ, that's luxury money, man. And Streamlabs, you can go live on YouTube, Twitch, TikTok. You can do it all. So that's the game plan. I enjoy TikTok due to the accessibility. I get it. And you know what? A few people have told me, and I have friends on there. What's up, Sid? Good to see you. Stream Elements is amazing. Can you multi-stream on Stream Elements for free, though? Most of these like gatekeep it. They got to figure out a way to charge you $1 billion. Oh, God. I hate the people who go, oh, laugh my ass off, trap of capitalism, but want to use capitalism to fund your life. You fucking idiot. There's no other way in America. That's why it's a trap. Nobody besides these rich fucking assholes who do everything on our tax dollars, which is socialism, We've funded these assholes to spend 93 billion. So you don't hear me saying like, hey, hey, vote for me so I can waste your tax money. No. I'm trying to provide content, build a fucking community to people to wake up so we can fucking shatter and dismantle this fucking capitalist trap. And the worst part about you being a fucking troll account with no fucking, credibility to your name is like, bro, there's even MAGA in here. Or former MAGA. I don't know what you would call them. Once MAGA, always MAGA? Do you call it former and ex-MAGA? I don't know. Is it like the military? Do you guys go, it's an honor serving with you, sir, MAGA and beyond? But there's even MAGA in here being like, I work in 6 days a week, 13 hours a day. That's fucking miserable. Nobody wants to do that. I still can't believe the internet convinced people like grind culture is a cool thing. Like, fuck that. You ever hung out after an edible, fucking petting a dog and a cat and just fucking had family around you and felt loved? That's incredible. You know what I mean? Like, these fucking morons are like, I just gotta work more. It's like, no, dude, you think he's working? You think he's fucking working? He ordered $1 billion ice cream machine. $124,000 for ice cream machines. You think he's working hard? Dude, he says some stupid shit like this, and then he goes back to an ice cream machine. Well, you fucking slave away, and then Dr. Oz comes out and goes, you're never going to retire, And you fucking morons are like, oh, I see you hate capitalism, but have an iPhone. I see you hate capitalism, but drive a car. It's like, yeah, you stupid shit. This is the fucking system they designed to keep us fucking, dull and fucking basically fucking kept out of the fucking game, man. That's why everybody's going from work to DoorDash. That's why Americans fucking have to worry about losing their health care if they lose their job. That's why unemployment sucks. That's why there's no welfare or safety nets. You stupid shit. I'm trying to break the system. Now get the fuck out of here. Or first listen to Pete Hegseth before you go hits up that ice cream machine.
CENTCOM's been very good about putting that information out. That's how terrorist regimes fight.
He's telling you right now how he fights.
They target civilians.
That's what Pete did. He did it in Venezuela first. He's doing it in Ecuador, he's doing it in Cuba, and now he's doing it in Iran. That's what they do, telling you to your face. But you think because he's on my team, did he let you fucking slop your mouth on the ice cream machine and just pour it straight from it? And when Pete was like, hey man, don't put your mouth on the ice cream machine. And you were like, dude, we're ordering 20 of these. Fuck you, this one's mine. No, he didn't. Why? Because it's a big club and you're not in it, whatever your stupid name was. OBS, it's free streaming. Yeah. I've used OBS. You know who's sad? You, JLB. You stand up for the pedophile class. You stand up for the Epstein class. That's what's sad. You have not a backbone, a fucking vertebrate in you. You understand? You went from, ooh, let's get the PDF files to, you're stupid and weak if you like the Epstein files. Like, you're a pathetic fucking sniveling toad like Donald Trump. Trump trashed Atlantic City. He did. Oh, wait. I got to show you this too. So now that we went over Pete Hegseth, I love the people in the comments who were like, where was this energy during Joe Biden? I'm like, I hate all the government wasting our money on anything besides the people. Okay? Fucking get it correct, man. You can tell who's new. Hold on. Our federal government telling us it's okay for the Secretary of Defense to spend $9 million on crab legs and lobster tails, but it's a problem if poor families use food stamps to buy cookies and potato chips. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, thank you, Frames Debate, for the $5. Frames Debate, I see you're anti-capitalist, but participating in the society you're fucking stuck in. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you for the $5 super chat. I just hate when people do that. It's like, bro, what do you think we're pushing for? Why do you think that they called us the radical woke left and labeled us fucking whatever they labeled us? Because they don't want you to understand. We want you to work 15 hours a week, 66 minimum wage, okay? 4-day weekends. Go do what you want. Go dance in the fucking moonlight naked. I don't give a shit. I'm anti-capitalist, but I'm wary of communism. As someone who understands how it operates, communism is cool, but it's getting there that frightens me. You must know about the Jacobin. You must know about Robespierre. Yeah, getting there is scary, but think about this. Is there anything worse than right now? Here's my point. We're run by a pedophilic cabal of traffickers right now who are sending us into wars, don't give a shit about us, lying to us every time they get a chance, and they just do it openly to our face while they're spending $93 billion of our money on crab legs and ice cream machines. I would say, fuck this, and I'm willing to try anything else. And that's the funniest thing to me about people who are like, where's socialism worked? And I'm like, why do you think they're going after Cuba? If it didn't work, they wouldn't have to. But more importantly, I'll take fucking anything. I'll take the eradication and elimination and extinction of CEOs and trillionaires any day of the week. Any fucking day of the week. And why? It's for you. For everybody who's watching this right now, whoever might watch this in the future. It's so that you can just enjoy life. Because you know what the one key to fucking peace on earth is? Here's the fucking secret, folks. You got a full belly, you just finished knitting, or I don't know what you do, you watch Stranger Things, and you're surrounded by people that you love, you're not gonna go out and fuck with shit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But when you're hungry and scared and don't know if that fucking illness is gonna turn into more, but you can't see the doctor because you can't afford the deductible or the copay, and on top of that, AI might deny you, guess what? You're fucking a powder keg. Do you understand? It's a very simple concept. Fucking, instead of the bread and circuses that they're trying to give us but not even delivering, like when people feel fucking safe, secure, full, and fucking like somebody cares, you're not going to get some crazy batshit stuff. I mean, you still will. We still have the Epstein class. You know, we need to Nuremberg, but you get what I'm saying. I need folks to read about communism from actual communists, like Jesus. So if you don't know, most famous communist who nobody knows he's a communist was Jesus. He was like, each according to their own ability, classless, stateless, moneyless society, you know, all these things. When he was talking about heaven, he was like, no, you ain't got to bring money. You know, nobody's poor. Everybody's content. Everybody has a mansion in my father's house. You know, like all that shit. Like Jesus was describing heaven as communism. Jesus is the radical woke left. God damn it. Scott in here boxing a ghost. Oh, yeah. Anybody with that kind of American flag, I'm not even going to read his shit. Whatever, Scott. Go suck on Trump's panties. What's up, little D? Good to see you. Good to see you. Read theory. There we go, Lemony. Read Thoreau. Ooh, yes, please read Henry David Thoreau, one of the fucking best. Oh my God. Buy some knitting supplies, have fun. I would, listen, my wife can knit, the kids can knit. I have watched and observed. And here's the other thing. So my grandmother, right? She could, well, one of, like, I'm not gonna explain the family, but she could knit. So in the photos I have, because I didn't really get to know my grandpa, I don't really get to meet any of the elders in my family. Most of them passed away when I was very young. But in all the photos I have, he had these sick knit New England Patriots hats, and I would be like, where did he get those? And people would tell me like, oh, your grandmother would knit like all of his hats. And I thought that was so fucking awesome, and I never got the time to spend with her to learn that art. And this is what a real man is. For all of you Joe Roganites who think like a real man is like how many push-ups you could do, like that's not. A real man is admitting like I have a passion for something and I love it and I'll pursue it no matter what the fuck you say. That's a real man. That's a real woman too. That's a real human. That's just being authentic. But I've watched the art of knitting and it is so fucking befuddling. I can't figure it out. It's like math to me. I'm like, nah, I can't do that shit, man. No pre-cal, no calculus, no trigonometry. No, thank you. I don't understand it. And that's like knitting. I wish I don't speak that language. I'm pretty sure in my mind, all of these talents aren't so much talents as they're languages your brain speaks. So like when you learn a different language, or like I was teaching my kids, when you learn to read music, you're just speaking a different language. That's all it is. You just speak that language. So knitting, people speak that language, you know? And I know that sounds maybe too simple or too complex. I don't know. But that's really all it is to me. Is if you have a talent and you can play the piano, you speak the language. You speak the fucking, you know, Black and Ivories. I'm trying to think. If you code, that's a language. You know, all this shit is just languages, man. Now what we have is a broken system and a divided country. ADHD on something else. You better believe it, baby. I make custom blankets and scarves and hats. Oh my God. Shy Pixie, when this channel gets big enough, I will like to hire you. And I pay a good goddamn wage, I'll tell you that. Everybody who's like, oh, you socialist, what you do. Bro, when I've had to hire people, you understand, I don't make money. I'm like, fucking take it, man. I love that. If I'm eating, you're eating. That's how fucking we ride around here, man. Because I'm only doing as good as the fucking person that's doing the worst in my community. And more people should adapt that, you know? You should be worried about how everybody's doing around you, because when they're doing better, fucking that good fortune fucking culminates, you know? Revolutionaries by Hugh P. No, but I would love to read something by Hugh. I can't afford any books right now. I've told you, because I'm in the capitalist trap, and United Healthcare takes all of my paycheck. For 2 months I've been working, and after United Healthcare takes out all the money, I get none. I got 1 penny last week, $11 the week before, $10 the week before. So again, I'm living the fucking nightmare of American capitalism. We're a $1 trillion company, fucking will tell me I should be grateful that I get healthcare from them, that they offer the healthcare. Oh, so what's the other option? I die? You know what I mean? Like, this is what they want you to be grateful for. And I say, fuck that noise. But as soon as I do get some money, there's so many books. So many books I want to get. I had to bring a pen down here because people keep suggesting. These idiots want you to keep working. Yo, I don't know what that's to. We will not lose, but fucking that's the spirit, baby. When somebody I used to say this a lot on the live stream. When someone tells you to have a dream job, you tell them, fuck you, I just have a dream. Whether that dream is to learn to knit or, oh, and by the way, thank you, Stevelson. I'm so sorry. Thank you for the $9.99 super chat. That's huge, man. And ooh, wait, virtual reality for me dropped in. See, we're seeing everybody's coming out to work today, man. And listen, here's the other thing. Let me just talk to Lemony and who frames debate. Listen, because I don't want the infighting, okay? But I will say I respect the dialogue. That's how I'll put it. Because Frames and Lemony, you got to understand, if you're both trying to redefine communism so the other understands, that's a fucking beautiful thing, man. You know what I mean? Like, if we're at that point where it's like too far leftists being like, listen, man, I'm just worried about it. And he's like, you got to understand it more. That's the fucking dialogue we need to have. So understand that you guys are two powerhouses together. This is really the other conversation we need to have, because there should be no division. Like Fred Hampton and the Rainbow Coalition, you need to understand that aside from the differences of how you think we get there and what get there looks like, you need to understand you guys are on the same team. You have to. I understand you have that revolutionary spirit and you have that fire to fight and defend what is yours, and you need to pave this way because we're in this trap of fucking rat capitalism. I couldn't do it. But I really want you two to understand that outside of the minor differences, because these are minor, what we're talking about, is really a better dialogue. And this is the most beautiful thing about having a vanguard, having a community, is you both have an opportunity to learn from each other. So I want my understanding challenged, and don't get me wrong, when it's time, I'll fight alongside you, Lemony. See, that's so, Frames debate, fucking hit subscribe, please, please. We need minds like that, because that is my mindset. When I would hire people, I would say, I want you to challenge me, I want you to outsmart me, I want you to fucking show me that I'm a moron. I'm fine with that. Donald Trump is not. And my leadership was like, teach me something. Teach me. I don't know everything. You know what? I had a great quote for today. I want to show you guys this. I want to show you this. Because I always say, like, listen, I'm your elder, you know? I think anybody younger than me is a kid, okay? Here's a bitter truth. Don't listen to every elder's advice. Even fools grow old. Growing old is a process. Growing wise is a choice. Just like we learned earlier, Mike Johnson, he's making a choice to be straight, and we support him in that. Growing wise is a choice. You can either suffer through tragedy and suffer again as a fool, or you can suffer and learn a lesson from it. Not everything becomes a lesson. Like I teach my kids, these are learning opportunities. What you decide to learn is up to you. You can be mad at the world, you could be mad at what happened, or you could go, what the fuck does this teach me? You know? And that's what we saw with MAGA. MAGA really got mad at the world because billionaires grifted them out of everything and turned everything into a rental market. Charlie Kelly, thank you for the $10 super chat, Charlie. Luke 14:33. Any one of you who does not renounce that all that he has cannot be my disciple. One of my favorite stories outside of Jesus flipping the tables and chasing out the money changers is when Jesus was like, listen, man, it's going to be real damn hard for these rich people to get. And listen, it's one of my favorite because one of my rich bosses pulled me into his office and he was like, listen, I know you like Jesus, but the one part of the Bible I really don't like is where Jesus tells that rich guy he's not going to heaven unless he sells all his shit. And this guy was like, I have a boat and I like to yacht, you know? And I was like, I understand why you hate that part of the Bible because it rings true for you, you know? And this is what we're dealing with. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you so much. You can go back to the paint. I love when Charlie's here. I didn't think we were arguing. I thought it was a conversation. And I don't want to make it that it was an argument. I just wanted to point out because what I see people get caught up in is differences. And instead of using that opportunity to go, hold on. Let's, because the most beautiful thing, especially that we have here, right? And this is why I love live streaming, is because I get points of view from across the globe, across America, and they're all going to teach me something. Every single one of them. Even if I already learned it, the way you could say it is something that could teach me. I could even fucking pronounce it differently and learn something from it. And when you start looking at life as learning opportunities, your whole fucking worldview changes. And that's why I try to show you some of this shit or just tell you, like, you know, when the mods are getting hard on these maggots, I had to realize last week, and Gma brought it up, that sometimes just let it ride. Even if they're making fun of me, I don't give a fuck. I do not care. You say whatever the fuck you want about me, really. As long as it's not a slur and you're not trying to fucking oppress anybody, make fun of me. Talk about my teeth, talk about the sock on my head. I don't give a shit. Because here's the truth. I don't fucking know you and I like me. I like me. Goddamn John Candy. You know? Like I like me, and more importantly, I know at the end of the day, if push came to the shove and you got in trouble, even if you were shitting on me, I'd fucking stand elbow to elbow with you and say, we don't tolerate fucking bullies here. You know, and you would fucking respect me at the end of the day. And I know that. I've been tested, I've been tried, and I fucking understand who the fuck I am. I'm not Joe Rogan. I'm not insecure and trying to fight everything away. And this is what I'm trying to teach you. And this is also whoever you may be, or maybe you already know this lesson. This is what I'm trying to accentuate and fucking show to people, you know? And some people don't want to show their face or have work or have whatever. And for me, I'm very much like, I don't give a fuck. I'm too old to give a fuck to fucking bend the knee to this fucking tyrant fucking regime, you know? And I'll show my face goddamn every goddamn day here and say goddamn. And when people are like, oh, you can't be a man of God, you said goddamn. And I'll tell them the quote, man. Some of the people that are going to be the kindest to you might say the F word. And some of the most evil people that you ever meet go to church, you know? And that's just true. That's just fucking true. But it's just so fucking vital that we let MAGA speak. We let people, because this is the other thing that really concerns me is young people have really been fucking co-opted by Joe Rogan, Tim Pool, Ben Shapiro, Steven Crowder, Charlie Clan. I still can't. Last night I was telling my wife, I was like, I don't get how people in America think some dude, some like 30 fucking year old dude going to a college and debating an 18-year-old is smart. I'm like, for the life of me, I'm like, I don't know. Maybe because I had kids in college. And when we would debate, I was like, you know, at this point, it's like, you know, it's almost like an exercise for them. It's not so much for me. And they always can teach you stuff. But at the same point, Charlie Clan and all those shitheads were going there to clip them and make them look like they were getting dunked on. And I'm like, you're not that smart if you're dunking on a kid fresh out of high school, you know? But that like took the world by storm, even to the people that were getting dunked on. Like they wanted to be a part of it. I'm going to prove him wrong. It's like, that's not how this works, man. It's a carnival show. And if you think you're going to dunk on him, he's going to fucking have his editors make it look real bad for you. You know, and they participated. And I want to tell people, fucking break that system. Break the fucking chain. Break that shit. Don't even participate in it. You know, call it what it is. It's fucking trying to bully fucking freshmen. Are you kidding me, you fucking nerd? Go fucking debate Epstein's friend Noam Chomsky. Go fucking somewhere and debate people older than you, wiser than you, that live fucking more than you, that don't have the small d energy. And that's what I'm trying to fucking do here. That's why I was saying about the mods and people going together. It's like, let it happen. Because the other thing is, like, MAGA lives in a bubble, you know? They do. And people don't talk to them like I do. And I will fucking talk to them like that. They think because they put on a red hat, they became invincible with their little clan. And I'm like, oh, no, you don't. Oh, no, you don't. Ain't gonna fucking do that around here, man. He debated college kids because he couldn't debate adults. Alma, good to see you. What a comment. 100%. Well said. Let's just keep it at that. I watch a lot of the war cams. All the people who think war is good. It's unbelievable. Yeah. Well, listen, my wife's family is highly decorated military veterans. I don't know how else to put it. I really can't say too much. Let's put it like that. And they'll all tell you this is not something you hurrah into. You know, it's not something you go, I had a thought, I had a feeling. It's just not. It's not a fucking joke. And when innocent lives become collateral damage, I would expect every human to think twice, because no matter where in the world you are, that could have been your friend, your kid, your neighbor, your whatever. And it's just by the fucking birth lottery that we're in the fucking belly of the beast, the imperial fucking capitalist fucking empire of pedos, that we get to sit on a couch and say, oh, this could be good. You know, it's like bullshit, man. Bullshit. It's never good. I feel so fucking horrible. I still can't watch some of that shit, man, because, you know, I know what it's like to have a kid that age. I couldn't fucking imagine living through that. And I don't give a shit about religion. I don't give a shit about fucking longitude, latitude. I don't give a shit about beliefs at that point. I know the fucking cries and I know the pain that those people have been through, because I lost loved ones, you know? Once you experience that, I know nothing. What a great comment. I'm back. Just left my monthly union meeting. Solidarity, smoking blondie. Love it, love it, love it. And that's what we should be doing. Organizing your neighborhood. Talk to your neighbors. See who else is irate with this fucking pedo oligarchy running things, you know? And then share my videos. You know, that's the other thing, man. Grassroots it up. Share it with a friend. Boost it. Say, listen, man, this dude's... And here's the other thing. This is why I love the comments. Teach me shit. I don't know. Listen, even fools grow old. I'm not saying I'm a fool, but God damn it, I don't have specialties. Like, I go to Hassan when he's talking about, you know, things in the Middle East, or the fucking technical specs of history, or Valenti, or the Majority Report, or some more news, or, you know, John Oliver or John Stewart. There are wise people who have their fucking lane, and sometimes their lane is much broader than others, but and they use it well, you know, and they mean well, and they're trying to fucking get people to wake the fuck up. And I'm hoping to find my lane. We're all in the same boat here. That's what it comes down to. I've got autism. That's amazing, man. Master Mike James Batty. You want to get rich friends? Hold on. You want to get rich? Make friends with old rich people who can give you advice. Poor young people don't have the wisdom to make you rich. That is one of the silliest fucking things I've ever heard, because I've been friends with a lot of rich people and a lot of poor people, young and old. And I'll tell you one thing, and this is just kind of a life lesson for maybe you. You want to know what life's about, you talk to poor people. It's just like people would always make fun of people who were getting sober or were sober, and like almost like exile them. Like, oh, you're sober? And I'm like, you understand, the sober people I know have the fucking gnarliest stories. They've lived the craziest life. They're not sober fucking, you know, because they just quit, you know? Like, there's a story to that. And it's that kind of young mentality without gaining the wisdom of like, oh shit, man, they've seen some stuff. There's a reason they're there. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. It's like, you want to fucking understand how hard someone works, go to talk to a single mom with fucking 3 kids who's making it right now in America. Okay? She'll tell you fucking more about this goddamn economy and how the fucking system has fucked workers than Donald Trump ever could. He thought groceries was an old-timey word, you know? I forever have to fail. I want to fucking get a t-shirt that just says, I support single moms. No, that's probably not, we got to phrase it differently, but you get what I'm saying. Like single moms are the queens of our society. Poor people know how the world works. Oh, yes, they do. And rich people sometimes, depending on their position, you know, are unaffected by certain things, and they hear food stamps and get scared. Ooh, everybody's mooching off trying to eat food and not die. Again, tell me how that works. Single dads too. Okay, hey. I didn't mean to count anybody out. 100%. Single dads too. Single dads too. My apologies. See? I can not be a fool sometimes. Growing wise is a choice, and I choose to hear the people. I'm a single dad. Where's my fucking trophy? Well, listen, if you're putting in that work, single dad, dog dad, and my single pet parents. If you want to guarantee that your comment is seen, put it in a super chat. Thank you, Steffleson. 100%. Band name The Shekels. All right, guys, listen. I'm glad I left you with this. Let's wrap up with some new grunge, such as.
Personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps, and I believe that our education, like such as in
the Bunk Bed Coffin. This is Tired of Being Tired, a very appropriate song for the times, the eon we're living in. We gotta play some more maps. We gotta play some more Smoking Blondie. I didn't have it pulled up. I'm sorry. We'll get some Smoking Blondie. Go check out Smoking Blondie's music. She's right there. Free Thought is a secret fan. That's why they keep coming back, Lemony. That's why they keep coming back. Plus, Smoking Blondie, your music gets me a little too hyped. I needed a calmer today, you know? Such as, girl is actually a nice person. Oh, really? See, we need to follow up with her. Let's get her on the live stream. Single dads do have it hard, but they do not have the same struggles or hate as single moms, 100%. And Shy Pixie, thank you so much for clarifying that. That's truly what I meant, because single moms have to live in a misogynistic, patriarchy that is usually targeting them as a scapegoat, you know? You saw the right-wing sphere say stuff like, you know, women in the workplace, feminism, all that shit. It's like they are a fucking scapegoat, often used for dick energy. God, I keep small energy. I keep bleeping myself on that. I'm like, dick energy. I did it again. Whatever. This YouTube's video is not going to be monetized. I'm supported by you guys, so thank you. Every time YouTube sends me an email, they're like, oh, turns out we can't monetize you again. Okay, whatever. Take that, capitalism, huh? Am I rejecting you or are you rejecting me? It's like, what came first, chicken or the egg? Such as maps, such as Gorb. Is everything the right's fault? I don't know. You just put a PDF file in charge of the fucking country, man. I don't know. I'd say screwed up pretty hard, but, you know, be a man and own up to it. Such as the Iraq. Truly such as. Free Thought didn't know news sites had multiple languages. What? What could this be? Translations? What? Good fucking Christ, man. Band name, Bitter Truth. Ooh, I like. Let's start a band. The Rooster King. Edward, I'm fucking stealing that. I'm stealing. I can't believe I'm this days old that I fucking first heard that. Oh my God, the rooster came first. Thank you. What a gem. Denial of payment is the American capitalist way. There is no leftover, right? They work together. That is so amazing, Edward. Oh my God. YouTube censoring you again too? Yeah. They might be keeping tabs on all of us, Sargon. I think we're somewhere on a list. All right, this is Bunk Bed Coffin. Tired of being Coffin. Link in the description. I put a bunch of stuff that we're reading today in the description. I love hanging out with you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me because it's radical. You guys are my little escape from the absolute terror that we're living in. But at least we could do it together, right, guys? You make me laugh so hard and teach me everything I see your live. Thanks, Rob. Hey, thank you, R. Freedom. Appreciate it. You look like Mr. Beast. Don't you ever own all around? Don't you ever look like Mr. Beast? Are you kidding me? Did I show up late? Oh, Unicorn Mullet, you did. I'm wrapping it up. What the fuck? Who just slipped in an ad on my YouTube thing? They're getting their money anyways. I run 2 screens to see what comes through. Oh, that is smart. I like that. Smoke a blondie piece. Dude's a hack. Well, thank you. To any kind of pedo protector calling me a hack, I take that in stride. You know, judge me by my enemies. Plant is so butthurt. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Chucky Arla Slangofol. Peace.